For the next 2 hours, all you're going to hear me and my friend talk about is the gym and lifting weights and nutrition and diet and supplementation. So if that's your kind of thing, stick around.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because it's a depreciating asset, you know?
Right.
And so the longer I have it on my shelf, the less it's worth.
Yeah.
And so, like when
Especially when you have so much.
Huh?
Especially when you have so much.
Yeah, and like, dude, before I sold computers, I sold furniture. And so I would get I had really good margins. Like that chair right there, that brown chair. I'd buy one of those for like, maybe like 50, $100. I could sell it for like 1,000. So when I started doing computers, the margins were like, maybe we get a computer for like 150 or $200, and then we sell it for like 400, 500, which is still good. But then on some computers, we buy it for like $80, and we can only sell it for like 130 or something.
Right.
So we're only making like $50. So as a percentage, maybe we're still making like 50% on our money, which is good.
Like the more you spend, the more you buy it for, the more worth it. You're able to get more, no? And if you spend less on it, you're able to get a little bit less, the percentage?
Yeah, I mean, roughly as a general rule, yes. Yeah. But like, I just wasn't used to it, man. I was used to really good margins, And so it was tough for me because sometimes I would have these computers for sale and my brother would be like, dude, you have that up for way too much. And I would tell him, I wouldn't say anything, but in my mind, I'm thinking, how am I only going to make $50 on this computer? That's not what I'm used to. I was used to making a killing.
Yeah.
I wasn't making a ton of money, but the few items that I would pick up, I was making a really good margin on. At one time I bought a sofa for $180 and I sold it for $3,500.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it took a while, and I didn't have very many. That was like one of the best pickups I ever had. But like with office chairs too. One time I bought like 25 office chairs for $5 each, and I sold them for $250 each. So that was like 50x. So it took me a little while to kind of adjust to the lower margins.
Right.
When people make me offers, it's hard to let go when you're used to a different business model. Right. But this is what it is, and it is a good business to be in because with the furniture, I had to have storage space. I had a bunch of storage units. They were always raising the price every 6 months. It was so annoying, But yeah, man. So, German, you're on Renegade Rise podcast.
Cool.
Episode 3.
Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one ever?
First one ever. And
nice.
That I can say,
yeah. I figure we just talk gym stuff, because we're both.
That's where we met.
Yeah. How long have you been at MFC?
I think I started in 2020. And all the gyms went down.
The pandemic?
The pandemic.
Same.
And then I think that was the first gym that opened. So I was like, dude, I just want to get my foot in the gym. I was like, I jumped into that gym right away. I was like,
where were you before that?
I was going to 24. I was there for, I would say 2014, 2015. Yeah, something like that. I got that deal like from Costco, like that $200 per year, something like that, or 2 years, something.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a good save of money.
Was that like where they have like the gift cards? They had like
one
for
they had one that was for like 24.
Really?
So I think it was like $200, $220 for like 2 or 3 years.
Damn.
So that was a good save. So I bought that, and then I think once the gym shut down, the card expired.
Yeah.
And then I think it was just the first gym that was gonna let me in. I jumped into it. And I think all of them were still closed. I think that one opened like maybe like a week, 2 weeks. That 1 week, 2 weeks got my attention. I was like, I joined it right away.
Yeah, me too. I was working out in Silver Lake at this little gym called Bodybuilders, and I was driving from Pasadena, where had like I was living in a house with a bunch of roommates, and I think in the beginning I was just buying equipment used,
Right.
and I was just working out at the house.
Right.
I remember I had like a pretty nice dip station, a couple nice dip stations, and then I found 120-pound dumbbells, adjustable.
That's not bad.
Yeah, for God.
Before the pandemic? Like when you...
No, during the pandemic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Everybody knows the high price.
I think I got a good deal. You know what? I remember I went down to Orange County because this guy had a bunch of like loose plates, like 10s and 5s. And I think I just bought as many as I could. And then I had to buy the dumbbell handles separately somewhere else. The ones where they spin on.
Right.
And then I made 110 or 120 adjustable dumbbells. And I remember I sold those for an insane amount. I think I got
During the pandemic too?
yeah, during the pandemic.
Nice.
Dude, I think I got $800 for them.
After, from what you gained to yourself?
No,
No,
total.
total.
Yeah, but I think I made like at least $500 or $600.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Those were the margins I was used to.
Yeah.
So coming over to computers, they're like, there's pros and cons. The good thing is like there's a huge market for laptops.
Right.
Tons of students here, tons of DJs. So whereas with furniture, I kind of had to hold on to a piece for, sometimes several months, sometimes years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had this Ralph Lauren rider's chair one time, and they're kind of like iconic. They're like 10 grand, brand new, and I found one for nothing. And eventually, I sold it for like $2,500, but it took 2 years. I remember moving it in between storage units several times, because every time they would like raise the rates on me.
Right.
I could just go online and find another what's the big one? Public storage.
Right.
I could find one like 2 miles away for like way less. And I was like, and I would tell the people like, I'm gonna leave. Like, can you just keep my rate the same? No, sorry, we have to raise it. Like, all right, I'm just gonna move all my stuff to a cheaper unit. But yeah, man, COVID was. I forget how long I was working out at the house before I finally went down to MFC. But man, I'm so happy I found that gym. They have all the toys. Yeah.
A little bit cluttered, but I love it. I love all the machines. Yeah.
I mean, compared to like the gyms I'd been to before.
And dirty, bro. Some gyms like dirty. I was like,
I mean, like 24-hour fitnesses, those are usually pretty spacious, pretty big. But I've been working out at small gyms in the Hollywood area. Dude, you want to talk about packed. Like, it was like...
That's where all the businesses are. And everybody just gets together like in those gyms.
Dude, there's no space.
Yeah, I can see that.
When I thought I was in like a palace when I found NFC.
That's funny, yeah.
But yeah, how long have you been working out now?
I think I started in 2024. I think it was when my son was born.
Hold on. 2004?
2014.
2014?
Yeah, sorry.
Like you made some good progress in the last year.
No, 2014. How do you call it? I think it was when my son was born. I think I don't know. I joined Planet Fitness first. I think Planet Fitness, and then from Planet Fitness, I think I was there for like a month, 2 months, and honestly, I didn't like it. I think.
Is that the place that has hardly any free weights?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
and a whole bunch of treadmills.
You're not allowed to like yell, right?
Yeah, it's like they have certain rules.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it's cool. It's cool for the price. It's cool. I don't judge it because I know a lot of people join it.
It's super cheap, right?
Yeah, it's cheap, and I'm like, I know if it's just something you want to go to lose weight, that's cool.
Yeah.
But if it's something that like you want to make PRs, like you can't really do a PR on a Smith machine.
Yeah.
It's like, or you can't. You have certain, like I said, not so many free weights, so it's not. It's somewhat, it limits your PRs,
Yeah.
And then from there, it's I think I did it for 2 or 3 months, and then I I think after that I joined another gym. Can't remember what it was.
Planet Fitness, they have someone there that'll enforce the rules, right? If you like try to like go real heavy, or if you're like grunting, they have someone that'll come over and
I've
talk to you, right?
I've gone to Planet Fitness just because sometimes I go work out with other people.
Yeah.
And I could say that some do have limited, like you said, like they come at you, hey, it's too much weight, and take it off.
Right.
But there's some that honestly they don't care. And I've seen videos. I don't know if you ever seen videos of those people.
Yeah.
Like they accidentally a bunch of dumbbells on top of whatever leg extension machines, all of that. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't get that. But like I said, I think it just depends on where you go to.
Yeah.
And then like I was saying, I went to 24, and I think after the pandemic, 24 was cool. I like 24. It's a good. I think 24 LA is like a good place to like. For
You can lift there.
yeah, you can lift, and it's
Yeah.
like it's not so much the price, and it's like, and although MFC is a little bit pricey, I think it's worth it because
Yeah.
it's worth it because like you said, the toys, the different bars,
Yeah.
it's like there's somewhere where the metal plates. I love metal plates, that slap every other plate. I was like, I love that noise. Yeah,
That's that's kind of like nostalgic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's cool.
All the gyms where I lifted when I was growing up, because I've been lifting for over 20 years, maybe 25. I'll be 39 this year, and I think I started when I was 13 or 14, 15.
Damn,
maybe.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
So, but yeah, like the little town where I grew up, the gyms they didn't have the nice like urethane plates or any of that. Everything was old. I was just used. I kind of prefer it that way. I kind of like the old iron.
Right.
I hate the like the octagon plates.
Right.
Those, especially if you're like deadlifting or
Yeah.
anything where you have to set the bar on the ground. Super annoying.
Especially if you got like OCD, since I gotta fix that. I was like, I gotta make them all equal,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like especially with deadlifting, it'll shift.
Yeah.
Which is super dangerous, to be honest. But what did I bring that up for? Yeah, I was mostly lifting in dungeon type gyms. Did you ever lift at like a YMCA?
No, but I was honestly looking into it because I think I told you, I said I wanted to join the gym with my girl and my son. And obviously all the gyms are like 12, 13 age to join the kid.
Okay.
And I think my son's 10 at the moment. So I was like, I think YMCA is the only gym that might let him in.
Okay.
So I was like, I was thinking to that. I did see, I haven't tried it on, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I am looking into joining one of them. Yeah.
So, are you saying like at MFC, she wouldn't let young kids?
I didn't ask her, but I haven't seen no little kids. That's why I was like,
I've seen Johnny though. Johnny brings in all those kids and
Really?
like trains them.
I've never seen that. But I think they're like high school kids, no? Those one you're talking about?
Yeah, maybe they're in high school or junior high. They look real young. But I don't understand why they wouldn't let someone like bring their, especially if it was your son or your daughter. But yeah, YMCA, those were more gyms that, again, they rarely have the newest equipment. They usually have the stuff that's been donated.
Yeah.
I like that stuff. And a lot of that older equipment, it's better built than some of the newer stuff.
Even bodybuilders, that's like their thing, bro. Like old iron, all of that. It's like, it's like I understand that. I like it too.
Yeah.
I think I prefer I'm just about cleanness, I was like, it doesn't matter how old it is, I don't care. I was like, as long as it's clean, and I hate unorganized, like you go to LA Fitness, it's like every dumbbell is like 120, 100, It's like,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They keep things pretty tight over at MFC. Yeah. What, so I was, the other day you said you were weighing like around 200, 195, right?
I think I weight, the last time I checked, it was 2 or 3 days ago, it was like 193.
And what did you start out at when you first started?
Started the gym?
Yeah.
I don't gain much weight, to be honest. I think I started like
Really?
maybe like 180, 183.
Really?
Yeah. That was like 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your body's just been like recomping.
Yeah,
all the
like
time.
my goal for a minute was to reach 200. I
Mhm.
can't reach that. Like as much as I try, is like I can't. I think the most I've ever weighted was 199, and it's like it was just 1 pound away. And then I was like, so that day I remember started eating. That day I remember I started eating more. I was like I remember I went to the next day I went to go do squats, which they say that leg day like you start weighing a little bit heavier if you weight yourself. So I was like, okay, like I'm pumped, I'm pumped. And then I go to the scale and I check myself. I'm like 195. I'm like, dude, how do I lose 4 pounds? I was like,
No, man. Are you talking after a squat session?
Yeah.
No, after a squat session, yeah, you're definitely gonna lose weight
oh really?
for sure.
I heard the opposite. I heard it was like those are your legs get like tense and then they get heavier.
Was it right after the workout, or was it like the day after?
No,
Do you remember?
it was right after the workout.
Oh, okay, that I don't know about that. All I know is, anytime I've ever been trying to lose weight,
Yeah.
going to the gym helps. It's mostly diet for me, but the day after a leg day, I'm always like 1 or 2 pounds lighter.
Right.
I just assume it's because you're working like the biggest muscle group you have, legs and back, and yeah, I mean, the more muscle you have, the more calories you're burning, right?
Right.
Just having muscle tissue. That's kind of what I always equated it to, and just because it's like the hardest body part. You're
Right.
sweating the most, but yeah, that's interesting. When I started, again, I was in junior high school. Come to think of it, man, I might have been around the same weight too. I might have been like around 180, 185. I got real skinny at one point. I forget why. I got down into the 170s.
Damn.
Yeah.
And I always tell you, dude, you're a tall dude.
Yeah,
so
I think I was the same height, but yeah, I think I was just doing body weight exercises, and I couldn't tell you why I got that light, but man, I got really skinny. But right now, I feel good when I'm around like 190.
right. How much are we right now?
This morning I was 190, 199.4,
It's not
I
bad.
think.
Yeah.
But I can tell a huge difference. I'm sure you can too. Like when your body weight's off by like 5-10 pounds, or no?
No, not really. Not for
Really?
me. Yeah, like for me, it's just one day. It's just I think for me, it's just sleep. That's what it is. Like if I have good sleep, it's like, dude, my workouts will be awesome next day. And then it's like that's what I tell people. I'm like, sleep is a big part, bro. It's like
Yeah.
if you don't get sleep, it's like I could sleep 3-4 hours, and I'm like I'm gonna go to the gym, and just because my body it's a daily routine, like I have to go to the gym, I have to get my workout, and then I'll go, and then like something that I hit like 3 reps, I'm like I'm barely able to do one. I'm like damn, and like yesterday, like I said, like yesterday I got like 8 hours of sleep, I think, and today I did, and like did my PR. I hadn't done it like in 2 years, so I was like, dude, it felt awesome. I was like, so I think that's what it is for me. It's just sleep. If I get good sleep, I'm good. If I get bad sleep, I'm so horrible. It depends. It varies. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this something you just figured out recently, like how important sleep is to your lifts? Because I mean,
Yes and no, but like I said, like back then, I think back then I used to work 2 jobs. So then sometimes I'll sleep 3 hours, and it was the same thing. Like one day it was an awesome workout, another day it was a good one. So it was like maybe it's not my sleep, but then once I included it more often, then I could see the difference now. Like or a little bit before time, like I saw the difference. Like if I get 6-8 hours of sleep, it's a big difference from like 3-4 hours of sleep.
yeah, no, I've been a huge proponent of prioritizing sleep. At this point, it's been several years because I think I remember Matthew Walker was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Right.
And do you know who Matthew Walker is?
I don't.
He's a sleep expert.
Right.
I think he has a sleep institute, either in I forget where he is. I think he's either in Australia or he's in the UK. But he has a sleep institute. He's that's his thing. That's all he does is like sleep. And I always knew
that sleep was important, but when you hear this guy explain how important it is, and how many different like bodily processes are affected by sleep, either positively or negatively, it just makes you go, okay, bedtime is super important, and he has like whole routines as far as like winding down the last, I think like the last hour or two before you go to bed. He doesn't want you on the phone, or he doesn't want you near any kind of like artificial light. Some people put red light bulbs in their lights at home, like the last few hours of the day, so they're getting red light, which apparently has some kind of therapeutic effect. I'm not sure.
Like to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to try that.
Well, not like during sleep, but
before, like a little bit before time.
Yeah,
bedtime,
like a couple hours before going to sleep, they'll turn all the lights in their house like red. Kind of seems eerie to me. I don't think I wouldn't be able to unwind, but I do like to unwind at night. Like I would never have some bright light like this shining at night. All my lights are lamps. There's no like direct bulb shining on me.
Right.
It's always through like a shade. I felt like it was easier to unwind like that as opposed to like the bright lights that people have in office buildings, like the bright even like LEDs, even like the one in the kitchen right there. I don't even like having that one on.
Yeah.
I always want like warm light in the evening and in the morning too, to just kind of ease into the day and like ease into bedtime.
Right.
But man, it's a deep rabbit hole. Like, have you gone down like as far as optimizing sleep, all the things like diet, hydration?
No,
dude,
I try to keep up, but it's like something that I might. Sometimes I do everything. Like I said, like I put myself to sleep. I take magnesium just to put myself like calm and all of that.
That's a big one. Which one do you take?
It's magnesium. I can't really tell you which one, but it's the one to sleep. I know there's like 5 magnesiums.
Is it glycinate?
I think it's that one.
Yeah. I used to take magnesium malate and citrate, but those have like a diuretic effect. If you take too many, if you take it all at once, it's a diuretic.
Yeah, because you have to limit your magnesium, huh? Like throughout the day.
Yeah. So now I take 3 pills throughout the day.
Yeah.
Or sometimes 1 and then 2, but I think with magnesium glycinate, I think it's okay if you take it all at once.
What do you mean on that one? All of them?
I think so. Yeah.
Because I know if you take too much magnesium, it's also bad for you. Like so, but I don't. Yeah, no, I just heard a lot of magnesium, but I don't know if it's like if you combine all of them, they go to the same.
Oh no, I just meant like so the pills that I have, they're 120 milligrams each,
right?
And I think the recommended daily allowance for adult men or adults in general is
like
400.
400?
Right, 400.
Something like that. Yeah.
So I take 3 pills, and then I probably get a little magnesium from like the foods and drinks that I'm eating. I don't know how much, but to me it's like close enough. Even if it's just the 360, close enough. But I think I could take all 3 of those pills at once and not have any like indigestion.
Right.
Because the magnesium is chelated to glycine. But if I take like the malate or the citrate, which I think those are like the cheapest forms. If I were to take 400 milligrams of one of those, I have to go to the bathroom in like an hour.
Really? In a good way or a bad way?
A bad way.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Just because it's a diuretic.
Right.
So I think I like glycinate a lot, and I think there's a magnesium L-threonate.
Right.
But I think that one is more for like mental, cognitive stimulation, or has something to do with the brain. I don't know. But dude, I love talking about supplements and all the different forms, like how they benefit your body.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take magnesium, and you do anything else?
I take zinc. I take magnesium. I take vitamin C.
Okay.
I take.
How much vitamin C?
So it's like 1 candy, 2 candy. I think it's like, what is it, 1,000, something like that?
Okay.
Yeah. And then, which other ones I take? I take vitamin D plus K3, something, K2.
You buy these at Costco, right?
Costco, yeah. Yeah, I work at Costco, so it's easier for me.
They have such good deals.
Yeah, they do.
And they have good stuff.
I could say that they say that not all vitamins are good for you though. I mean, not that vitamin in general are not good for you, but like the brands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know Costco sells some brands that they've been rated like low.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I heard what's that yellow one called? The
what supplement is it?
Nature's
Oh yeah, Nature's Tree or
something like
Nature's
that.
Health. Or...
Yeah, something like that. It's
Okay.
They said that one's rated low.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's what I heard, but
okay.
I still buy it to be honest with me. I like to, but I was like, but I've heard that one's rated low. And
well, which one? What supplement are you buying from that brand? Because some of them
the magnesium. I buy the magnesium from that one.
Okay.
And I buy the. I used to buy the vitamin. What is it? D?
Mm-hmm.
But then I there's a newer brand. I can't tell you all the names that I know of the brands.
I think in the black bottle. Right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
dude. They have. So do you buy their fish oil? They have really good.
No,
fish
yeah,
oil.
but I heard they're rated like top.
They are.
Top, yeah.
And I didn't even know it, but they have a liquid form. Not at Costco though. I had to buy it on Amazon, but it's the same brand.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I kind of feel like I'd rather have fish oil liquid as opposed to a pill. I don't know why. It might not make a difference. For some reason, I just feel like
it absorbs faster, no?
Or maybe it's like somehow like less adulterated or less processed.
Yeah.
Whereas like just the straight fish oil, what do? They add some flavoring and they filter it and there you go.
Yeah.
But okay, so you take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C. I take like 5,000 to 6,000 milligrams a day
of vitamin C.
Yeah.
For what, to just boost up your immune?
Well, yeah, because I hate getting sick.
Yeah.
And I find that I read somewhere that like with fat, our body can store a lot of fat, right?
Right.
We can get super fat, but our body can't store vitamin C.
Yeah, I'll just piss it out, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like whenever some virus comes to attack you or whatever bacteria, like what you have right now, that's what your body's got to work with. So
right.
I just take more because it's cheap. I don't care if I go through a bottle every month or two. It's fine. Right. It's pretty cheap. And I hate getting sick, man. I hate downtime. I hate not being able to lift, train jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Dude, I hate it. So I take like usually 5 to 6 pills. And I found I like the ones that have the rose hips. I don't know why they just... It's like, you can either get like regular vitamin C, but you see on that shelf right there? Those are all my supplements.
Okay.
You probably recognize them.
Yeah.
That big one.
Yeah. Kirkland.
they're all Kirkland.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the magnesium one is that green bottle that they have.
Right.
They run out of sometimes. That's the one that...
That one's I would say is like midway, like in brand levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes. I was taking that one you're taking, the vitamin D and the K2.
Yeah.
I didn't feel, I don't know. I didn't really feel any.
I don't think it's something that you're supposed, in my opinion, I don't think it's something, because I could tell you I could take all the vitamins and then I miss the vitamins for like 2 weeks, a week, and I don't feel nothing,
Yeah.
But I think it's something that you don't have to feel. It's just something that it's just working in your body. Like it just, like said, like joints, it's just making it a little bit stronger. Yeah. It's giving juice to your muscles, all of that. Yeah. I think it's like that. And it's something like, it's not something that you have to feel. It's just something that, like you said, like vitamin C, you take vitamin C and it's not like you feel like super bright, but like you said, like if a virus comes or a bacteria comes, it's like, it's able to fight it, without you feeling, it's fighting the bacteria.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I agree in general, but someone had told me that when they started taking vitamin K2, it like changed their life.
I don't think they died.
So when I bought it, I was like, all right, let's see what this is.
It's time for a life change.
I mean, that was just what he said. And I was like, okay, I mean, I have no reason to not believe him.
Right.
But in general, I do agree with what you're saying, especially like with fish oil and stuff.
Yeah. I know it's a big part.
Like I'm not going to feel anything in a week or two, but I will feel it if I stop taking it from
life. Yeah, like you feel like, especially when you're weightlifting, like you feel like your body, like, I don't want to say weaker, but
it's like not lubricated the same.
Yeah.
Especially for like
like big, like
It's like oil
compound.
to your body type of thing. Like you're able to move more.
Yeah, but especially on like big compound lifts.
Yeah.
Like hip, squats, deadlifts, or
Yes.
like my hips, like yeah. So that one, have you tried like NMN or
I did jiu-jitsu. I did jiu-jitsu I signed up for 6 months, but I only did 3 months.
no NMN is
Oh, sorry. I heard you say MMA.
no NMN is that what does it stand for? It's like so there's a guy, another kind of not celebrity but sort of a scientist with some notoriety from Harvard. It's not Matthew Walker, but he's kind of in that same circle. And he didn't invent this, but he kind of made it really popular. And I think it has something to do with like longevity.
Right.
But some guys do take it as for performance.
Right.
It's not illegal. I don't think it's banned, but it's like nicotinamide mononucleotide or something.
You can, for like testosterone type of thing?
No, you can buy it on Amazon. You don't need a prescription or anything. But so I never tried that one, but there's another one called TMG, trimethylglycine, or it's also called betaine. And I did try that one because I'd heard that guys, they'll often take both together and they have mixed results, but usually it's like pretty good. But then I heard this one guy saying that he was taking both and he felt good. He kind of got a boost during his workouts. But then when he dropped the NMN, he was still taking the TMG or he went off both and then he just took the TMG after.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, like this, it's all this. And it didn't have anything to do with the NMN.
Right.
I took that one and I did feel a difference in my workouts. I think I might have mentioned this to you the other day. Do you remember? I think we were talking about this one.
I think we've talked about something like that. I can't be 100% that I remember, but
I just remember it gave me a big boost in terms of
when we're talking about the supplements to performing better in the
yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So I took that one, but again, it was kind of we were talking about like pre-workout and all that stuff, and I was telling you I don't want to get addicted.
Yeah,
I'm addicted to plenty of stuff already.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to supplements like that, like we were saying, I'll take vitamins regularly. To me, that's more like staying healthy.
Right.
But I really hate to be dependent on something to get a good workout in.
Right.
Whether it's energy levels, even if it's something natural, like I was taking honey and salt for a little bit. Right.
That's like a natural pre-workout.
Yeah, it's like a good little pump.
Yeah.
But even that, because then it's like if there's one day where I have to go to the gym and I don't have it, I'm just like all in my head, like, I didn't get my honey and salt.
Right.
So I don't like being dependent in that way. I'm fine being dependent on, hey, after a workout, I need to get some protein in. I need to get a meal. I'm good with that. I got to eat anyways. But the supplement stuff. Yeah.
But I don't think you should see it and like you're depending on it, you know? But this is what I tell people. I don't take pre-workout, but I tell people this. Because they'll be like, oh, do you take pre-workout? I'm like, no. And I'll be like, oh, what would you recommend to like get a pump and everything? I'm like, honestly, I'm not going to tell you to not take pre-workout. I've taken pre-workout. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't need it, to be honest. You don't need it. Like, I've gone to the gym with pre-workout. I've gone to the gym without it. Yeah. But I'll tell you that pre-workout does help. You know, like it gives that boost. Yeah. That you're like, damn, like there's those, like I said, like those days I was sleeping 3-4 hours, I'll take a pre-workout. And I'm like, and I had an amazing workout. And I'm like, dude, I was like, this wasn't my sleep for sure. I was like,
which one were you taking? Bang?
Yeah, I went for so many. I went to C4 with my first pre-workout.
Okay. That one has like 300 grams of.
Yeah, that's nothing compared to what I went through. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went from C4, I went to Bucked Up. My team Bucked Up. Okay. Bucked Up, I took it for a long period of time.
Does that have more caffeine than the C4?
I believe so. I think I used to take the stronger one.
Dude.
Yeah, but that one was perfect to me. I liked it. People can say a lot of things about Bucked Up. I love Bucked Up. It was like the flavor was awesome. The energy was cool. Yeah. I was like, the crash wasn't that bad. It was cool. For me, it was cool. Yeah. And I think I took that for years. and then someone recommended Super Biofreak. Super Biofreak.
I never heard of that one.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
It tastes bad,
Or besides the taste, it has like a little bit bitter taste. Besides that, like the energy, it's too, you're mind blown. Like if you one day you're like, damn, I want to do a PR. That's the pre-workout to do a PR with.
Oh, it's that good?
Yeah, it's that good. So it's like
what's it called again?
Super Biofreak.
Super Biofreak.
Yeah, I think the caffeine's like 450, 500.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. Yeah, and then I remember I took it. And I remember my face was burning. I was like, dude, what the hell? But it was like that burning that you're like, damn, I want to work out like badly.
Yeah.
And then that your body starts sweating. And it's like I said, if you want to hit a PR, that's the pre-workout to go through. And I think I took that for like 3 months. I think I took it for 3 months. And then, but I'll tell you that only that one first month was the time that all those PRs came by, you know? Like I was hitting PRs, I was getting like badass lifts. Yeah. And then like the second, third month, it was just like nothing. Like I would take it and my body was just used to it.
Now you're addicted.
Yeah. Now, like I said, and the bad thing about that, it was like that I used to work in the afternoon. So I was like, I used to go to the gym like around 5 a.m, then take my son to school. And then I would go back to the gym to work. And then when I got to work, the first 2 hours were cool. And then I'll go to break. And after I come back from break, like I had a crash. It was like so horrible. And I think that's what I'm saying. That I do not, like I said, for PRs, I would recommend it. Or if you don't got nothing to do, you're gonna go home, sleep, cool, you know.
Yeah.
But like at work, it was so horrible. My body would just shut down, and I just felt so lazy. I just wanted to knock out. And people would be like, "Hey, what's wrong with you?" Like, I'm just tired. Yeah. And even if I got 8 hours of sleep, like I think. That's what it is. It's just like in the beginning, it will just get the whole energy from the whole day and just use it towards the workout. And then throughout the day, you just crashed out. You know, it's like, and I think that's why I don't recommend it. Like it was horrible. And I think I got so used to it. And then I went back to Bucked Up and it was like, and I wasn't feeling the thing. Like I wasn't feeling my caffeine level was just too high.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And then I was like, and then it was like, then I was hating my workouts and everything. And then I think I decided, I was like, you know, like pre-workouts are not for me. Like, and I was like, and like you said, like, I don't want to depend on them and I don't want my body to be, addicted to, you know, or have a high level of caffeine.
Yeah.
And then I remember I just stopped taking pre-workouts. I stopped taking pre-workouts and I started taking 1 cup of coffee, black coffee. And then I think that's, I think my workouts went from being like here all the way to like down here for like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
But after those 2 or 3 months, like I think my level was going back to normal. You know, it was going back to normal, and it was okay with just 1 cup of coffee. Like
yeah. I never really got into the energy drinks. I mean, I did like the Celsius. I drank those, but those are pretty mild. They have 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Right.
Which is a good amount for a little, I think it's a 12-ounce beverage.
Right.
But yeah, I never really, I would drink those. Sometimes I would actually drink those middle of the day, even like not even before a workout. I would like in the morning, I have espresso in the morning. I have a double shot of espresso. And then I'll go train, I'll lift weights or I'll go train jujitsu. And then I would come home. Sometimes I would have a Celsius around 11 or 12 just to wash down my meal because I thought they tasted really good. But man, a couple hours after, it was like a really bad crash. And that's only 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, it's a lot, but I can't even imagine these other ones you're talking about with 450 or 500. Where would you get that Super Biofreak one? Is that
I used to get it at
like Get Yoked?
Get Yoked. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Get Yoked. I used to go to GMC, which is prices are just super high.
Yeah, I can't believe they're still around.
Yeah, especially with so much competition. I was like, to Amazon, like I said, Get Yoked, like the price was way lower. So I started getting at Get Yoked.
Yeah.
And then same thing is like, besides, you shouldn't depend on pre-workout. Like you save so much money. It's like you'll be surprised how much a bag of coffee costs compared to like if you keep buying pre-workouts. You know.
Yeah. I would always shop on Facebook Marketplace because
Marketplace.
because I could find there's people that buy, I guess, return inventory or something. There was always someone that had a pallet of energy drinks,
Right.
and they were just selling them for way less than what you buy them for at the store.
I never seen that.
Yeah, so one time I bought over 100 Celsius just at one time because like I tried a bunch of different flavors, certain ones I liked more than others, and then I just hit the guy up like, "Hey, do you have any more?" He's like, "Dude, I have 100 cases." I was like, "All right, I'm coming by."
Yeah.
But yeah, they would have Rockstar. They would have.
So those are good. I love Rockstar.
You like Rockstar?
Yeah.
I used to drink Monster way back when. I loved the taste, but I got addicted, man. I was having one or two a day, and I just hate that feeling. That's why I do like the feeling of being stimulated a little bit.
Yeah.
Like even this has some caffeine.
Right.
It's like 20 milligrams.
Right.
And a coffee or a shot of espresso, somewhere between 1 and 200, depending on the coffee bean or how strong you brew it, etc. Other than that, I like to be clear-headed, and I remember sometimes there were a few occasions where I was going to the gym for some reason. I was super tired, and I was like, I need something, and I would go get an energy drink.
Yeah.
And I would sip on it a little before the workout or through the workout. I would just kind of sip on it. And like you said, I felt great. Like energy level was super high. But again, I hate to have to have one of those to get that. So yeah. Do you work out generally on an empty stomach, or do you eat before?
I used to, but someone told me one time, like before I got into the gym, I had a friend that he used to lift heavy. I wouldn't say he was a bodybuilder, but he used to lift heavy. And then he told me, he's like, the pre-workout always hits better on the empty stomach. He's like, and then I think I went years, like maybe like 5-6 years, empty stomach. And then, like I said, like I would take my son to school, and I'll make him breakfast, and then like I'll smell the food, and I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna go on empty stomach, And I think one day I just hit, and I was like, nah, like I'm hungry. I was like, so I started eating. And then I went to go work out, and it was the same thing. I think I just had to use the restroom like before I got started on my workout.
Yeah.
But then after that was like the same thing. So I was like, empty stomach or not, I think it affects the same way. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's just like mindset,
Yeah. I think it definitely matters if that's what you normally do or if it's like different.
Right.
Because for a long time I would always have maybe like 2 or 3 eggs. I'd have a little English muffin with some butter on it, maybe a small glass of milk.
Right.
That was an hour or two before I would go work out. But then I just started working out fasted, and that's how I feel good now. Now, if I were to eat before I go train, I don't feel good. I feel really heavy.
Really?
Yeah, especially jiu-jitsu, but even in the gym, I feel really heavy unless I give myself at least an hour or two for the food to settle.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, when I think about it, I do kind of give that hour,
Okay.
Because like today I had 2 eggs, 4 raisin bread,
Okay.
and a couple of overnight oats.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like I said, like I'm getting myself ready for the gym. My son's getting ready. I go drop him off, then I go drive all the way to the gym.
Okay.
So it is. I would say it's like an hour.
Okay. Yeah. That's different.
Yeah.
I will say there's one exception for whatever reason. I would go home to visit my mom and my brother in Phoenix.
Right.
And for I don't know why, I would just feel the need to have something to eat before the gym, and I would run to McDonald's. Dude, McDonald's is like super fuel I don't know why.
Really?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
I would get either a McGriddle or an egg McMuffin and a hash brown.
Egg McMuffin hit the spot.
And it was like 30 minutes before the gym, and I was like flying off the bar. It was crazy.
Really?
Yes. I don't know what is in McDonald's, man.
It's all those. I don't know. McDonald's is bad.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but
I love it. I'm not gonna say
Me
like
too.
it's something that I know they're bad for you, but I buy it.
I can't remember the last time I had any. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said like I don't enjoy McDonald's because
Yeah.
I think it tastes great.
How would you say that? Those people that say, "Oh, you gotta eat healthy to have a better lifestyle," you know, what do you think about that?
Man, I mean, I agree a lot.
Yeah.
In general, I'm pretty much sticking to whole foods.
Right.
So my meals are steak and eggs. Sometimes I'll make a big egg scramble with like ham. Generally, what I'm trying to do is my first meal is always post workout. I feel really weird if I have to go eat a meal and I haven't worked out. I feel super weird.
Right.
I don't know why. So even when I'm like back home visiting my parents, like, hey, we're gonna go to lunch. All right, like let me get a workout in first.
Right.
I don't know why, but I'm always trying to get about 100 grams of protein in my first meal, which is pretty easy, especially if it's like a big steak and some eggs.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always feel really good when I'm not eating too many foods that are processed.
Right.
But I have snacks here.
Yeah.
But if I always feel really good when instead of having like some chips, I'll have maybe some like an apple, like
Right.
I love apples, man. Like
Well, their energy, you know, they have natural caffeine.
yeah. Sugar
Yeah.
and carbs.
Yeah.
But you know, you can eat like tons of fruit, apples, and you'd have to really overdo it to like to be unhealthy.
Yeah.
You almost can't overeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially if you're an active person.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't. I can't do like fast food too many times a week. I'll just put weight on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know that some people like. I remember you were saying you can pretty much eat whatever you want.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm surprised. So for me, it's like I wouldn't say the opposite. I know you feel the difference
Yeah.
of when you eat healthy and when you don't.
Yeah.
But I remember a lot of people would tell me that they'd be like, "Oh, you shouldn't be eating that." I'd be like, "What?" Like I'm eating ice cream, burgers,
Yeah.
fries, whatever.
I love those.
Yeah,
foods.
yeah. And then there's like, and people are like, you shouldn't be eating that. I was like, why? Like, cause it'll affect you. And I'm like, and then they're like, oh, and I'm not talking in a bad way, but I'm like, they'll see someone eating like organic stuff, or but they'll just have too much of it. You know, they have too much of it, and then they'll be like, and then I'm here eating like crappy food.
Yeah.
At the same time, but the only difference is that I stay active.
I know
Yeah.
where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Like I'll be in the store and there's this person in line in front of me
Yeah.
and they have like vegan granola, extra virgin olive oil. They have, you know, some nuts and 2 apples
Yeah.
and they're like 80 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is not it.
Yeah.
And, you know, guys like me and you, we're going over to In-N-Out and we're going to
Yeah.
get like a 4x4
Yeah.
and we look good.
Yeah.
It's definitely like activity level
Right.
for sure.
And
But,
it's a lot with calorie deficit.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yeah, and like I said, the more muscle you have, like the easier it is to stay lean, right? Because that
Right.
muscle tissue, it's expensive.
Right.
You know, it takes calories, and so, and I remember the first time I ever heard someone, I think it was Mike Isertel, but it might have been some other, you know, fitness influencer or expert, and they were like, most of the calories you burn in a day, you're just burning like sitting around. You know, it's not the 1 hour you go and like lift hard. I mean, if you're moving like a ton of weight, maybe it's marginally
Yeah.
more, but for the most part, all the calories your body burns in a day, like it's sitting around, even like asleep. You know, your body's burning calories.
Really.
Yeah, so it's like that's why you want muscle mass because it's easier to stay lean.
Yeah.
I was going somewhere with that though. Yeah, it's in terms of what I was gonna say is so you can look good, you know.
I mean, you feel good.
Well, no, even if you feel good, it's like you still need to get your blood work done.
Right.
There's a jiu-jitsu personality that's he has some notoriety. His name's Nicky Rod. He's like this 250-pound shredded just animal, like former wrestler. He's a stud. And every day after training, they were going to In-N-Out. And this guy he's had a 6-pack for like the last however many years. But
Yeah.
he went to go get his blood work done, and his cholesterol was so high. It was like dangerously high.
Really?
Yeah. So you can get away with eating unhealthy foods, and you might look good, but I do think it's important. You still got to know where you stand, like because heart attacks, like people don't feel those coming on. They just hit,
Right.
So, but I think in general, I'm inclined to agree with you. Yeah, like people who are super active, dude, they're gonna burn off those calories.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't know about calorie deficit back then, but my thing was like if I go to the gym, like I just want to get my hardest. I was like I think I wouldn't say I was like so stressed out back then. Which same thing. And like I tell people, I was like, dude, like the gym has done so much for me besides like being confident. Like it takes my stress, takes my anger, it makes me calm down, and makes me a better person. To be honest,
Yeah.
and to that I was like, I remember back then I was just so stressed out. I don't know, like I had a lot of stress back then, and I was like, I think I'm someone that just holds it in to not like explode, and then because when I explode, it will be like whole mess. So I think I went to the gym, and then that's where I took out my stress, my anger, my everything. And it was cool. And I like so when I got out of the gym, like I was sweating. I was just, like I remember I did a lot, and then I'll go home and I'll go eat like a burger, 2 burgers, and then I didn't like I said I didn't know that. And then when I heard about calorie deficit, I heard that it's honestly basic. Like it's like you need to take out more calories than you're taking.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Like
Yep.
so obviously I was eating like 1, 2 burgers, but then I was in the gym for like 3 hours. So I was like I took out so much calories. Besides that, I take fiber like every day.
Yeah.
And like you said, like and it's like for me it's like I'm the type of person that I'm like a lot of people like to do is like they'll go to a grocery store and they'll park like right in front of the grocery store. And like for me it's like I hate waiting for that one parking to get off. So I'm like, I'll park like all the way to the end,
I'm the same.
Yeah, and I'll like just to park. I'm not just gonna, and so I'll walk all the way, and that's what it is. Like you just gotta make yourself lose more calories. So it's like, so I did it naturally, but that's what people need to do. Like a lot of people like taking the same thing. I think it's my patience, which is good. It's like same thing. I go to a big building, and it's like, and there's one elevator. It's like 20 people waiting. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait that long. I'm like, I'm gonna go up the stairs, and then that's what, like I said, like something naturally that it did, but that's what a lot of people need to do. They need to like make it. Well, I wouldn't say harder for themselves, but make them lose more calories naturally. So like instead of waiting for the elevator and wasting like a whole bunch of 10 stairs of just waste of time, like go up the stairs.
Yeah.
Go farther to the parking. Walk it.
Yeah.
Make yourself lose that more calories.
I was gonna say, you were probably losing weight or not gaining weight when you were eating whatever you want, because in addition to the gym, you have a pretty like physically demanding job, right?
Yes.
You're on your feet a lot.
Yes.
Most of the day.
Yes.
Yeah. The activity adds up, and this really like hit home recently because I was in the gym 6 days a week for the last like couple months. Right. When because I was just trying to rehab my knee, and dude, I was still putting weight on, and even I was eating like pretty. There was a few weeks where I was kind of just having whatever I want, but my appetite is not that big. Right. Even when I'm having whatever I want, I'm not eating that much food. But I got up to like 203, which for me it's soft, like because it happened in a couple weeks.
Right.
And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna start training next week. It was like Wednesday. I'm like, I gotta lose some of this weight, man. Like I don't want the boys to see me like out of shape, soft,
Right.
And so I started walking like 10 miles every day, and the first couple days I lost like 5.5 pounds.
Just by walking?
Just by walking, dude. Yeah. And I'd heard that walking was really good because it's kind of like in this metabolic sweet spot where, like, I think a lot of bodybuilders, when they're prepping for competition, they walk. They'll walk for like 45 minutes in the morning, and then at night, maybe they'll jog. But I've heard walking is really good because it gets you in that metabolic zone where you're liberating body fat, but it's not super taxing. Like you're not going to get overtrained because you walked. You know what I mean? And dude, it was just crazy how much of a difference it made. Because like I said, I was still going to the gym 6 days a week, but I'm putting on weight. It's like, and even when I cleaned up my diet, it was like a marginal improvement.
I was like, what the heck is going on? And I realized it's because I was spending so much time sitting at my desk, sometimes like 6 to 8 hours, that, yeah, it's just like the additional movement, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now I'm trying to like take maybe like an hour walk at night, before I go to bed, just to get some movement in.
Right.
Because I have a really bad habit of sitting at my desk and just like working.
You know what's another thing? Sugar, bro. Sugar.
Yeah, big time.
Like
Yeah.
I remember I competed, and I remember the first time I competed, I got third place. So I was like, I'm not, like I want to get I was aiming for first, but I got second.
You're
but
talking powerlifting, right?
yeah, powerlifting. So I was like, so then I wanted to lose weight. I remember I wanted to lose weight, and someone said sugar has to do a lot with weight.
Yeah.
And I remember I cut it so much sugar, like, oh, it has sugar, like I don't want it. I was like, or I'm gonna take half of it. And then it was like something. I was going to the gym, same thing, regular basic stuff. I just was cutting sugar. That's all I did. Cut sugar. It was like a regular basic, like just less sugar. And I ended up losing like 10 pounds. I was like,
Yeah.
and like in a month. And I was like, what the? I was so surprised. I was like, sugar is like, it's horrible.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's horrible because I was like, just by cutting sugar, it's like you cut so much weight. Like,
So were you drinking like sodas and you stopped?
I'm not a big fan of sodas. I'm a juice. That's what it is. I'm a
Okay.
big fan of juice.
Like
So,
orange juice or?
No,
Fruit
like
punch or-
yeah, like stuff like that, like fruit punch.
Really?
Yeah, like I love juice. Like I hate
That's
soda.
hilarious.
Water. Honestly, I love it just because it hydrates me, and after the gym, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm not a big fan of water either. I'm not a big fan of water.
Yeah.
But I was like, but that's what I like. I like protein shakes, and I like juice. I don't like soda. I think soda has so much bubbles, which I'm not a big fan of.
Oh.
Yeah,
interesting.
I don't like that.
See, that's all I can drink now.
Oh, really?
I mean, I get like Coke Zero
Yeah.
and whatever. I don't like the full strength sodas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of need it has to be carbonated.
Really? Oh no, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I'll be that one person that I'm like, I'll leave the soda open for like an hour just so all the bubbles could die, and I'll just drink it like that. Yeah, like that's what I like, and I'm like, that's why I love juice. So I'm like, I have a sweet tooth. That's my problem. Oh, that's the thing too. I have a sweet tooth, so
Okay.
I love
Like candy bars and stuff?
Not candy bars, but candy.
What kind of candy?
Not chocolate. I don't like chocolate.
Mexican candy or
Any candy, just not chocolate. Just not
Okay.
chocolate. I'm not a fan of chocolate, but I love candy. I love candy,
That's hilarious.
and it's like especially for workouts. Like sometimes I'll be eating candy during my workouts,
Yeah.
and I'll go home, and it's funny because sometimes I'll be at Costco and I'll be buying a whole bunch of candy, and people are like, "Oh, that's for your kid." I'm like, "The kid doesn't even like candy, bro." I was like, "This is for me." I was like, so I think that's another thing I did. I cut candy for that 1 month.
Okay.
I cut candy and I stopped eating candy. And then, but that's what I like. I like sweetness. So that's why I was like, and I don't like bubbles. So I was like, carbonated and stuff like that. I don't like that. So that's why juice is my number one thing. Like, I love juice.
Okay.
Especially that, even if it's like a whole bunch of water, but with like a spice of a little bit of juice, because like I just like flavor. Like water kills it for me. Like I don't like that non flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I do. My creatine,
Yeah.
I mix up. It's 50% water and it's 50% like strawberry lemonade.
Yeah.
And then I'll just put like. You take creatine?
I do.
How much you take?
What is it? 5?
Just the
5?
standard
Yeah,
amount?
just standard. Yeah.
I was taking like 15 to 20 grams a day
Does it make a difference?
for a while. I don't know if it makes a difference performance wise.
Yeah.
But I have seen some studies on how like creatine can actually have some like cognitive benefits once you get over 10 or 15 grams per day.
Yeah.
And then I also heard there was like some literature how they were trying to supplement creatine to mitigate some of the effects of like depression and PTSD and stuff like that, which I don't have, but I was like, well, just in case,
Yeah,
just in
just
case I
avoid it.
come across a bad time, let me just, or maybe I'll just feel better taking 20 grams a day. And it's one of those things that's cheap enough where I'll try it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna break the bank. But yeah, so that's kind of how I take my creatine now. I don't know if the additional sugar.
You still take it? Like 15? 20?
So I think I take between. It's because I don't measure it exactly.
Yeah. For the scoops.
I just take a big heaping scoop,
Yeah.
and then like another medium heaping scoop.
Yeah, it's probably like 15, 20.
I think it's
yeah.
between 15 and 20.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's doing any harm.
Yeah.
I know they say if you get too much creatine, you can elevate your creatinine levels in your, I think in your kidneys,
Right.
or is it your liver? I forget
Something
which
like
one.
liver, I believe.
In your liver.
Yeah.
So they say that. So I've heard that can be bad, but I've also heard from guys that are like professionals that are like that actually lift weights and they're athletic,
Yeah.
that the elevated creatinine level it's something that a doctor would tell you to like be concerned about if the doctor doesn't lift weights and he's just like, a regular
Right.
MD who has no active like lifestyle.
Right.
I tend to agree with those guys just because like, especially the guys they've been on gear, and they're monitoring their blood work consistently. I tend to lean towards those guys more because they're actually in the trenches doing stuff.
Yeah.
So if they say like, yeah, you probably don't need to worry about this. Like, it's just that's what happens when you're taking creatine and when you're active.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like I think when you compare creatine to gear, it's like big old difference. So it's
Yeah,
like,
no, for
yeah,
sure.
so you're not doing no harm to yourself.
Yeah.
But I was like, one thing I heard about creatine was that if you take too much, it's gonna make you go to the bathroom a lot. Which I don't know. I don't know that's true. Now that you take above 5.
Maybe it can upset your system. It can have some.
And then I heard that in the beginning, I think everybody says, or usually everybody says, when you start taking creatine, you start taking more like 2 ice a day or 3 times a day, something like that.
Loading?
To just get used to it, like getting into it.
Okay.
Or at least the creatine that I bought the first time said that. So it said to put more. And I remember I started doing that. And like I said, they said that when you take creatine, you need to drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
To avoid cramps. Like I said, I hate water. So I was like, so I would take it, and then I don't like water. And then like I said, back then I used to take another pre-workout.
Why did you ask me for water if you don't like water?
Because it hydrates me. So after the gym, it's needed for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of it,
Yeah.
but even in the gym, like I have to have my water. And I know, like I said, like I don't like water.
Yeah.
But I know it's good for me. So
but it doesn't really hydrate you. Like straight water, you need to have electrolytes in there to get hydration.
I think it hydrates me. I feel good with it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, based on what I've seen, because I mean, a lot of what I listen to on YouTube and Twitter and whatnot, it's health experts.
Right.
And when it comes to hydration, that's why there's so many supplements out right now, like hydration supplements, like Liquid IV and what's the salt one? I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, man, because you need electrolytes.
The one you gave me, the little packs.
Yeah.
Can't remember either.
Yeah.
Right, I remember.
But basically, your hydration is a component not just of straight water, but your electrolyte balance in your body. The sodium, magnesium, potassium. You need those to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And aside from the fact that I'm like you, I don't really like the taste of straight water anymore.
Yeah.
I used to only drink ice water.
So if I take electrolytes without avoiding water, I'll still be like hydrated.
Without the water?
Yeah, not without the water, but I mean like if I just start taking that and avoid water, you think it's like I'll just be hydrated, I'll be good?
Well, generally you're mixing it into liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does have some water.
Yeah, you can't not have, but just straight water, like do you not like piss a ton when you're just drinking water?
Well, I don't even drink that much. I drink like 3 bottles a day maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's recommended to drink more, but I think I drink about 3 bottles.
Yeah, my liquid intake is pretty low.
Yeah.
Just because if I'm not thirsty, I'm not drinking anything.
Yeah. But they say that's bad too. They say like some people when they're not thirsty and they drink more, it's bad for you. Like you're not supposed to do that either. So it's like you're kind of doing a good thing stopping it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I remember back then I used to have like a bottle like that. I don't know if you remember the blue bottle or something like that, but I would fill it up.
Okay.
And every gym day I would finish it. I would like even if I wasn't thirsty, I would finish it. And then I'll go to to the bathroom and up is like clear water. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it was super clear. And it was
That's
like,
what I'm
but they
saying.
say it's bad for you. It's not supposed to be clear. It's like you say it's supposed to be like a little bit yellow, and it's like I've never gone there, but I know people who drink Monster and everything is like orange, like bright
Brown.
orange, yeah, and it's
Green.
like bright yellow. It's like yeah, it's like all of that. Like that's you're super dehydrated.
Do you remember Animal, the supplement brand Animal used to have that Animal stack? It was like it was these little packs of like 20 pills. Did
Right.
you ever take those?
I remember I never took it.
Okay,
Yeah.
those would turn your piss like green. Man.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what was in those pills, but it was literally like a little pouch of 15 or 20, and I forget what the pills were even for. I think it was just like a pre-workout stack, or like I don't even know, man. But yeah, talk about that. That would turn your.
Yeah.
That was a weird color.
Yeah, that would worry me.
Yeah.
Like seeing those type of colors. Yeah, but what was I getting to? So back to the creatine, it was like I think I would take it and I would avoid water. And I just got mean cramps. And I get
Oh.
cramps like in my hamstrings.
Okay.
So I was like, and then they'll last for like 2 minutes. They'll last for like 2 minutes. And I think that's when I started just limiting the creatine to what it's the daily amount.
grams.
Yeah, 5 grams.
Yeah.
I was like, and then I started avoiding the cramps. And I was like,
Interesting.
stretching too. Stretching helps out too. But I was like, but I think those were just horrible. Like,
Yeah. See, I never had to deal with cramps.
yeah,
I've had maybe like one cramp that I can remember. It was like an abdominal cramp. You ever had your
must be nice.
Yeah, it's just not something I ever had to deal with.
yeah.
I had other issues for sure,
Yeah.
but that cramp
that
one
wasn't
of-
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, man. So I guess I am kind of interested what other supplements you're taking. You said you take vitamin C, K2, D3. How much vitamin D do you take?
You know what? I can't tell you how much milligrams I take, but I just take the daily that's recommended. You know, so if it says take 2 pills, I'll take 2 pills.
Okay.
If it says take 1 pill, I'll take 1 pill.
Gotcha.
So I don't think I look into. I do look at it, and of course I'm gonna like take this one, take the other one, and combine it. But I was
Yeah.
like, but if it just says take 2 pills, I'll take 2 pills. If it says 1, I'll take 1. It says 5, I'll take 5.
Okay.
Like, I think I just go with reading the bottle. That's all I go for.
Yeah.
But I think I take what did I say? Vitamin C.
D3.
Yeah,
K2.
D3 plus K2.
Mhm.
Then also magnesium. What was the other one?
That's so funny. That's mostly that's mostly what I take. As
Yeah, and then I think they help out. And then what are the other ones I take?
You ever take any of the mushroom supplements like
No,
reishi
I have not.
or chaga or? Any
I
of
have not. I
those?
used to take beets, like beets powder.
Okay.
Like which I think they help out.
What is that for?
They said it gives you like more energy.
Okay.
And of course, I just did it for like the gym. You know, I was like, when I have more energy.
You know what? As you say that, I'm remembering. Yeah, there's some kind of like chemical in beets.
Yeah.
I forget what it is though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And then what's it called? You know, one thing I tell you, I never go off of it is ginger. Ginger.
Oh, really?
You take ginger?
No.
No. So it's like you said, like I hate getting sick.
I remember
And-
you were telling me one time about garlic though too.
I used to take garlic. Yeah,
The raw. Like,
yeah, like my mom has this I think they're Asian garlic, something like that.
Mhm.
And they're like in a little bar, then you break it up and you eat it like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember, to be honest, what was it beneficial for?
Yeah.
But it does have some benefits towards it, and it
Yeah.
tasted horrible. But
Mhm.
like I said, I think I'm that type of person. I'm like, I'll be like, if it's horrible for me, I don't really care. Like as long as it's beneficial to me, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And then ginger has been so beneficial. Like I think I don't think if I work 2 jobs, I'll get sick for sure.
Okay.
That's because I don't get my sleep. That's where I sleep too.
Okay.
I was like, I know I get sick if I don't sleep much. But ginger is something I put into my thing because, like I said, like I hate getting sick. And if it's I live with my girl and my son, and there's someone that gets sick throughout the year, you know, like just going to work and getting sick with their coworkers, with my son, especially with other kids, like, you know, other kids clean their boogers and everything, they touch them. So it's easier to get germs. And then it's like, but I think for me, it's like, I have to be that one person to take care of them, you know, in case when they get sick, I have to take care of them.
Okay.
And like I said, like sometimes they both get sick, and I'm the one taking care of them.
Yeah. Do you guys all live together?
Yeah,
or?
we live together.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so I think ginger is one thing. I started reading one thing that they boost up your immune system, and then they open your oxygen, so you're able to breathe more. And of course, the taste is horrible, but it's like anything you take. If you keep on taking it, like the flavor will go down. And honestly, I barely even taste it now, but I do recommend ginger. Ginger is awesome.
So, do you buy like the actual ginger?
I buy the actual ginger. And
is it a fruit or a vegetable technically, or?
I would say vegetable.
Okay.
Or,
how does it come? Is it like chopped up in a can?
No, it's a whole piece like that.
Okay.
It's just like
they
go random, but
how much of it do you eat? And
how do you eat it? I usually take that, and then sometimes we make our shots, like ginger shots. But then usually I buy this Trader Joe's ice cubes gingers. They're like little cubes in like a pack like that.
All right.
And then so every morning when I wake up, first thing I do is go brush my teeth. Then after that, I go to the bathroom and I leave a bowl on the metal plate in the fridge, and then like I put my face in it, and it's like it wakes me up, like that coldness.
You do that?
Yeah, I do that. So it does wake me up. Like I do it for like about 3 times until my face is like if it burns a little bit, then it's like okay, like I'm awake.
All right.
And that wakes me up. And then after that, before I go to sleep, I put a cup of water, put a little bit of pink salt. I put lemon juice because it says that hydrates you in the morning. From you sleeping.
Yeah.
It's like it hydrates you, and that's when I include 2 cubes of those gingers. So I leave them through the night,
and they dissolve in the water. You said they're like
it's
ice
cold
cubes?
water, so it doesn't really dissolve.
Okay.
But then in the morning, I'll just shake it a little bit, and a little bit dissolves, and then I'll just take it like that.
Gotcha.
And then, but my son, I can't eat the cube by itself. It has like a nasty frozen ginger taste.
Yeah.
But my son likes it like that. He'll take it, and he has no effect to it. But I think that's why I include it in my mornings. I have gotten to a point where I'm like hardcore, and I just take the bite out of the ginger, which is very, very, very strong. But
the flavor is every time we go to like a sushi restaurant, they bring us a little like
ginger,
wasabi and ginger, and
wasabi's hardcore, bro.
Even the smell of ginger, I'm like, nah, man.
But it's like I told you, like through time it goes away, So it's like,
well, like you said, if it's gonna do something good for your body, all right, fine. Like I'm trying to think of, like there's been times where I'll have like kimchi. Do you like kimchi?
I've never tried it, to be honest.
So I'm real big on fermented foods. So every day I drink like 16 ounces of kefir. I like raw, like plain yogurt, sour cream. But so one of the fermented foods that I would eat on occasion is kimchi, which is like big in Asian communities.
Right.
I think it's just like fermented coleslaw kind of. It's like there's cabbage. There's maybe like I don't know, some peppers or something, but yeah, it's fermented, and I that's one of the things where I don't really love the taste, but I know it's good, or at least I think it's good for your gut health, your gut microbiome, and all that. So I would take that, but even with like fish oil, like the one I have right now tastes pretty good. It's still kind of fishy, which is. Some people are like, dude, this is not going to work for me. Usually I'll just have it right before a meal so that I don't taste it after I'm done eating.
Right.
As opposed to just taking it by itself, and you can taste it for like 2 hours.
Right. Has an aftertaste?
Fish oil?
Yeah. Like the liquid?
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
I mean, even though it's flavored like lemon.
I take the pills. That's why I never feel it.
Even the pills, if you take them on an empty stomach, you take them with food.
Yeah, I take them with food.
Yeah, well, me too. But if you take them on an empty stomach, you'll be like burping up like fish taste for
the whole day, maybe.
Yeah, food definitely is the way to go. But so, where do you get the ginger? These ginger ice cubes, like
Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Trader Joe's. But like you said, if you wanna save money, it's just you blend your ginger and it's just put in cubes.
No, I'm big on like convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna break out a blender for a shot of. No.
Take out like 30 minutes just to do it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay.
But like I said, like when we do our ginger shots, it's a
Mhm.
big save of money. I could do like freaking like 12 of them, you know. It's like, and it's enough
Oh,
for
that's true.
yeah. And then, but it's like, but like I said, but there's those times when we don't have time, we just buy like four. That's what I'm saying, like four
Yeah.
for like $20. You know, it's like compared to like I got my items for like maybe like $15 for everything.
Yeah.
And I do about 12 shots. So I was like, so in that case, yes. But for the cubes, it's like I said, like for a whole ginger, I'm gonna take like 30 minutes. I'd rather just buy the cubes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do make up, like you're saying, 12 shots or whatever, when you if you mix in a blender, do
Right.
they stay fresh in the refrigerator or do they?
For like a week, maybe a week and a half, I think is recommended. Like
Okay.
2 tops.
Yeah.
But then they have like a little bit of like bitter
Yeah.
taste.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's 3 of us, you know. So it's like we probably kill them in like less than a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So ginger. What else is that? Is that pretty much it?
I take what I think is Elthanian.
L-theanine.
Yeah, Elthanian.
Yeah.
And then
You get all these or most of these from Costco, right?
I get all my vitamins from Costco, but this too I get them from Amazon. They don't have them in Costco.
Okay.
So it's Elthanian, and then it's also I can't remember that.
When do you take that one?
If I go to the gym, I take them for the gym. So if I go to the gym, I
Okay.
put them in my gym. But I was like, if I don't go to the gym, I'll just take them in my lunch break at work. You know, I'm like, I'll just. So in the morning, I think L-theanine is to be focused. So it's like, so in the morning, if I put a black cup of coffee and I put one, I think it's like 250 milligrams of L-theanine.
Okay.
And I think 5 to 6 is recommended for the day.
Okay.
So I was like, I take about 250 and put 1 scoop on the coffee, and I go to work. I'll check it down while I'm heading to work, and then if I go to the gym, I'll take another scoop on like 10, 20 minutes before I get to the gym.
Okay.
And if I don't go to the gym, I'll just take it on my lunch break. Yeah, but the pills, it's always my lunch break, always.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just need that food, and then it's like, I'll get that like reflexes to throw up if I don't eat food. Yeah,
Dude, that's crazy. It's weird.
a horrible
like,
taste.
I only get it with some pills.
Yeah,
You know, some go down really easy. Like there's vitamin D3. They're so small, and I don't know. You can just take
Right.
them with like a swig of water. But like vitamin C, if I taste the vitamin C through like water, oh my god,
vitamin C.
Yeah,
I
man.
love vitamin C.
Really?
Yeah, I love I don't know, it's sour.
You must get a different one than me,
I get the candy, so I don't know if that makes a difference.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the one I get, it even smells bad.
Oh,
when you
really?
Open the bottle. Yeah. And again, as long as I have like some food, it's fine.
Yeah.
But man, I'll try to like, even if I have like taken it with like some kefir, which is like kind of a thick smoothie.
Right.
Dude, not even that can mask it. It's like, it's insane.
Really?
Yes. So I really, and sometimes I'll forget to take it with my food.
Where do you buy your vitamins?
Costco.
Costco, all of
For
them?
the most part. Yeah.
What vitamin C is that one?
That orange bottle.
Really, that one tastes like, I think it has a good taste to me. No, you don't like it?
No,
No,
sir.
I like it.
I'll let you smell it
Yeah.
right now. I think you might have got a different one.
No, I've taken that one. I take any vitamin C. I'll take my son likes the gummies sometimes, so I'll take the gummies, and then I'll take that one too.
Maybe it's the rose hips. I don't know, but it's brutal.
Mhm.
Yeah. But let's talk about like your routine. What's your split these days? How many days are you in the gym?
My days vary, bro, and I think it just goes based on my days off that I have.
Yeah.
So if I work Tuesdays, I can't hit the gym on Tuesdays because I pick up my son right after.
Okay.
And then, but usually I have Wednesday, Thursdays off. So usually it'll be like Monday. I have to start with squats. Squats is my number one.
Get them over, right?
Yeah, get them over. But besides that, I love squats now. Like,
Me too.
yeah.
But I still want them done.
No, but I hit them like 2 or 3 times out of the week. So that's what I'm saying. But I think at some point, I think I told you, I was like my squats suck, bro. Like they sucked. And my deadlift was good, my bench was good, but my squats were just horrible. And I think I was just like, I wanna get better at it. So I was like, I'm gonna hit it more. And I got to the point that I hit it so much, and I'm like, I look forward to it now. Like I'm like I want to hit squats, but like I said, like my first day in the week, it has to be squats just to get it over. Like I said,
Same.
and get it started. And I feel like that it just pumps me up. I don't know, it pumps me up. So especially when I hit something good, like a good weight, it's like damn, like my whole week is good. You know, it's like and so squats is Monday usually squats. Tuesday it's usually I'll be off, and then Wednesday it has to be chest bench. It's bench, shoulders if I get a chance, but I concentrate more on bench. So it's kind of like a push day, but like chest is my priority. And then Thursday it'll vary. Sometimes I'll be like, damn, like I feel like doing deadlifts. Sometimes I'll go back to squats. Like I was like, at the end of the day, it's leg day for me. So I was like, and like I said, as long as I get squats, and then squats is usually I do squats and I do core workouts and mobility stretches, which
You mean like supersetting all of them, like boom, 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 or
throughout my squats, like I'll do my squats and I'll do some hip mobility,
yeah,
and then I'll keep going back and forth, and then in the end when I'm done with my squats, I'll do some core workout, or some workouts for my forearm,
yeah,
and then Friday is very short. Like for some reason, I catch a lot of traffic going from work to the gym. So I was like, I probably have like 30 minutes. So I'm like, those 30 minutes I'll do back. It's like
Really?
it's like I wouldn't say easiest, but it's like I could go from one workout to another real quick. So I'll do back. Fridays is back. Saturdays, I think I'll go back between. I think that one it kind of split it. I go Saturdays. I do half squats, half chest, just because I think that's what I concentrate on, like legs and my chest, and then Sundays is off.
yeah,
That's it. Yeah. I want to include Sundays for church. They haven't gone, but
yeah.
Sundays is off. Yeah,
So is it just the one day off, Sunday, and the other days?
Tuesday and Sunday
Tuesdays off.
usually.
Okay.
Usually Tuesday, Sunday. Usually when I work on what's it called on when I'm off Tuesdays, I'll split it between Wednesday and Sunday. Sunday is always off,
Okay.
and then
yeah.
usually I
Me
split it
too.
between Tuesday and Wednesday. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the core work that you do, like in between squats? What are you doing?
I do a lot of for core workouts.
Yeah,
I do a lot of kettlebell workouts, like like the one when you press up the kettlebell on the side.
Yeah,
And
bottoms up.
that's what I noticed. As like they said that if you concentrate more on one side, like it takes longer than just doing like a whole setup like that.
Yeah.
But if you give that attention for that right side and then you switch it to the attention on the left side, like it's more of a workout. And like I said, like I think before, like I needed a belt for like maybe a plate and a half. It was like, and I needed the belt, and now it's like I could go maybe like 365 without a belt. It's like
Yeah.
so it does take effect and it does help out. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember, for the longest time, I just assumed that if you're going to train your midsection, you're doing like sit-ups and leg raises.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I learned that like actually the purpose of your midsection, your abs is like it's more to stabilize
Right.
during like the big lifts. And so that's when I was like, I came across some of the exercises you're describing where you're either doing the bottoms up carry or even just like the suitcase on one side, carrying a
And you know the names, bro. I was struggling just thinking about them. I was like,
yeah, definitely. I got into kettlebells for a while.
yeah.
But okay. So for like legs, you pretty much always do squat, right? Just barbell squat.
That's a must. Like I said, like Wednesday is usually Thursday is usually I'll go vary from either deadlift or squats, but usually it's just squats. Like I've gone the whole week with just doing squats and avoiding deadlifts.
Yeah.
Like I just love squats. Like I don't know, like they're awesome now. Yeah, and I feel like same time like I'm working my core, and my quads are getting bigger, and I feel better. Like I don't know, like just I don't know, my head feels better. Like I
When
love
you
squats.
squat.
Yeah.
Man, I always thought that squats built you better. Like I used to compare deadlifts and squats, and I always felt like deadlifts kind of like they make your ass bigger, and your hips kind of bigger. And I already kind of had like big legs and ass and lower body, so I didn't really want to emphasize that too much. Whereas like squats, when especially because I'm always trying to stay real upright for a squat, I always felt like I liked the way my body looked better when I was doing more squatting, but I always felt like my back was bulletproof when I was doing deadlifts consistently.
Right.
I always that was one of the reasons I liked pulling heavy, because I felt like I was never going to get injured. Whereas with squats, I'm not nearly as strong. Most people aren't. And so I don't know, when I would just do only squats for whatever months, I think even years, I went without deadlifting, because deadlift was always one of the easiest ones for me. So I could get it back pretty quick if I lost it.
Yeah.
Squats was where I really had to put a lot of energy into, because it's a tough one to
go away real quick. Like you stop doing it.
Yeah. So, but that was, now these days I try to sort of balance it, because I like that. I like feeling that my lower back is strong and is not gonna like, get injured. Like I've never had a lower back injury except for one time where, for some reason, I decided that I was going to start working out before going to jiu-jitsu. Right before. And for a couple of weeks I was okay, but this one week I went in the morning and I hit legs and back. I think I was deadlifting, but I don't remember. I might have been squatting, and then I drove to jiu-jitsu. So there was like a 30-minute gap in between, and I was rolling with the guy, and he stacked me real. And I don't know if you know what stacking is, but basically I was on the bottom, and I might have had him in like closed guard or something, but he basically, the guy on top pops up to his feet and just kind of drives his weight into your face. Right. And so my legs are coming closer, like to my face, to my shoulders, and he tweaked my back, man. And like, and I had never had a lower back injury to this point ever, right? Which I was proud of, and I knew it was because I'd spent time in the gym squatting and deadlifting. But so that took I think maybe a week or two to sort of get past, and it's fine now. But yeah, that was the one time. Other than that, if I was deadlifting regularly, my low back always felt good, which is why I want to keep doing it.
Right, that's good. Yeah.
But do you not mess with any of the other barbells, like the safety bar or the camber or any of those?
What is the safety
bar? The handles right here.
No, I don't think so. I do the mace swing. Remember I was telling you the mace swing?
No,
the stick. Like,
yeah. But just for squats, like you always using a straight bar.
No, I use. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
you're right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was confused.
Just recently, I've been playing with some of the other ones because they're there. Like, why not? Do you go with the 55-pounder, the yellow one?
Usually, I try to hit that one.
Okay.
It's usually the one I like to hit it just because it's a little bit heavier and I think I get more warmed up with it.
Okay.
But today I went with a 45, but usually I go for the 55.
Okay. It's stiffer, right? Like there's less like flex.
Movement? I don't know. I honestly can't feel the difference.
I've never used it.
I just feel it's heavier. Like you feel that 10-pound heavier. Okay. But I was like, but it's not a big difference of, like I feel it like bending more or I feel it's more straight. Like I think for me it feels the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I always just use a regular bar. And
you say you use the curved one too?
I've never used the round one. I think that one's called the Buffalo bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never used that one, but I think that's for guys that have like shoulder issues, right? Because it's down so they can grab it as opposed to.
Is there a difference between?
I think it's mainly for guys that have like shoulder mobility, because like me and you, we can get in this position pretty easily. But I think some guys they're stiff, so they can't. So they need to be able to reach it out here.
I want to say I have a perfect shoulders, but now that you're talking about it, maybe I might use it because sometimes I feel stiff and I'm like, and I'll go down and I start getting a cramp. I was like, no.
Yeah, you might want to that one or the other one where the bars like drop down and the weight's down here. I forget what I get. I think it's the camber, but I don't remember.
When you hold on to it, no?
No, that's the safety squat bar.
Oh, okay.
And then there's another one. They just have one of them. It's like there's a There's like the
I think I've seen them. Yeah, it's like
bar.
super thick. The bar, no?
It's pretty thick.
Yeah.
And then there's like a shaft down, and then the weight's down here.
And what is that one for?
It swings a little.
Okay.
So it's a little
stability type of workout.
Yeah, a little bit, but not that much. Okay, so have you pretty much always been in the gym like 4 or 5 times? You never just did like twice
no.
a
Like I
week,
said,
or...
like back then I was working 2 jobs, so I was like, I think in the beginning I started working now only 2 days out of the week, which is Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 days out of the week, which honestly doesn't do much.
You're a weekend warrior.
Yeah, so I was like, but honestly, it wouldn't do much. Like
twice a week, you can maintain.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, if you're trying to,
and I wasn't really resting, so I was like, so I was working Monday to Friday. I was working 2 jobs, and then Saturday and Sunday, which was my only days off, I would go to the gyms, So, and I've noticed that like you have to rest to make your body recover and build up,
Yeah.
So I was like, I wasn't doing much, and then I think I was clueless at the beginning, so I was like, I don't know what I was doing, to be honest. So I think I would just go 3 days out of the week, and I would just hit it from like bench and shoulders. Wednesday I'll go squats, and then Friday I'll go deadlift, I think. And I think I just did that for like a long period of time.
Okay.
And then that one did make a difference. Like I felt a little bit stronger, but like I said, it was, and then throughout the time I was like, I started liking it more. I started going to the gym. I started knowing more stuff about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I started hitting it 6 days a week, I think. 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and that felt pretty cool. But then like I just felt so burned out for like the 7th day. And I think I was like I think I should rest at least 2 days, 2 to 3 days. And then it'll vary over, like sometimes I'm busy with my girl and my son. So sometimes I'll vary from like 4 to 5. But that's usually my time that I go to the gym. Yeah.
Yeah. For most of the years that I was in the gym, I was doing a 4-day split, where I would do basically 2 upper body, 2 lower body, and I always felt pretty good. I always felt like my recovery was normal. I don't know. I do enjoy going more frequently and spending like less time. Like I try to finish in an hour. I don't know how some of those guys that are there for like 3 hours, man. It's crazy.
That'll be me.
Really?
Yeah. Like if I have the time, I'll spend 3
Even
hours.
these days?
Like usually if I'm off. If I'm off, my girl's working. Because my girl, same thing. She'll be like 2 hours. 2 hours and we gotta go.
Yeah.
And then it's 45 to an hour. Because I'm like I said, I go from work to the gym. I have that 45 minutes. And then I have to go pick up my son. So it's like, it's mandatory that's my time.
Yeah.
But if my son's in school, my girl's at work, I don't got duties to do at home, so I could be there 3 hours. The most twice, which I've done twice in my whole time, I spent 4 hours. Nah. But I think I was just like, I don't know what I was doing. I'll be doing a little bit of workout. I took like a 20-minute rest. Yeah. Then I'll go do it again. And I don't know how I did it for 4 hours, but
man, it's pretty easy. Like if you're shooting the shit with the boys, you're talking to someone, dude, the time
passes by.
Yeah. I try to, I don't like wearing headphones. Yeah. That's why I'm always like bothering you.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're not bothering me, but I was like, I even tell you that's hardcore, bro. I was like, I think I know like 2 or 3 people who do without headphones. I'm like, damn, I don't know how you guys do it. Like, I need that pump, like
it's like I don't actually talk that much, but I want to be able to, if I'm over in the same area, I want to be able to like just be like, oh, like what are you hitting today? Just like small talk.
Right.
But yeah, I do. I think it's better to go like more frequently, like 5-6 days a week, and have like shorter sessions, as opposed to like twice a week for 3 hours each time.
Right.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And so, although that being said, I think I'm actually going to cut back to like twice a week. Well, my plan was to cut back to twice a week because I was getting back to jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Now that my knee's messed up again, I don't think I'm going to be able to get back to training for, I don't know, at least like.
What is it, your knee?
It's my knee. Yeah. Same knee.
Yeah.
Inside though. This time, like, the outside was
to
messed
top
up.
it off, you know.
Yeah.
Now the inside.
Yeah, right. Now I just need someone to just smash it right from the front, and I would be good to go. But yeah, because not only did I feel like my body was kind of ready for a break from lifting 6 days a week.
Right.
I also kind of had. Remember, I was telling you about that injury that I
Yeah.
kind of had, and dude, the first 2 days when I was training jujitsu, like just the time not grabbing a barbell, this got a lot better in
Really?
like 2 days. Yeah. So I
So
was
you
like,
with a barbell?
I think it might have just been that repetitive, like rowing,
Yeah.
pressing, just and my hands, pull ups.
Right.
So I was just gonna, even if it's just for a month, cut back to like 2 full body workouts. And jujitsu is like really good for helping me stay lean. Like really good, man. I'm so glad that I found it just for that, because if I'm not training, it's easy for me to like get a little soft.
Right.
But so for bench, are you like always doing? I know you do the incline. Do you start with the incline,
Yes.
and then after that you go flat?
The same thing. That one varies. Like it's like if I have the day off, which I'm like, damn, I have plenty of time. I'll hit the incline, then I'll hit the flat, and then I'll go shoulders.
Okay.
But if I know my day's shortened, it's like incline and then maybe shoulders, and then do another chest workout, and then. But I remember I heard this bodybuilder one time, and he's like, you want to test your strength? He's like, do it incline. He's like, and then it's like my mind. I'm like, here, I got this. I'm like, I'm benching 3 plates and flat. I was like, no biggie. I was like, you feel the difference? I was like, and then I was like, at the moment, then I was like able to lift 2 plates on the incline.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah. So then I was like, okay, like this is what I want to prioritize. I was like, if I get stronger on the incline, I'll get stronger on flat.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I tried to go incline first. So that's my priority, like incline. Yeah. And you feel more of a, in my opinion, I don't know, maybe someone's different, but I feel like it forms the chest better, to be honest. Yeah. And I've heard those like bodybuilders, they say like some of them don't even do flat or decline. They just do incline. That's what they do.
Yeah.
So
for several years, I only did incline.
Yeah.
I really can't do incline anymore because I have this separated AC joint from like 10 years ago, longer. And I don't know. I guess just in the last few years, I feel it now really bad when I'm incline pressing.
Yeah.
I can shoulder press okay, but I can't go real heavy. Flat bench, which I never liked flat bench, but now it's the one that I can do with the least amount of pain.
Right.
So I'll do that. But I miss incline pressing, man. So how many movements will you do in a chest workout? By the way, if you're busy, if you gotta go, just let me know. I can draw
What
on.
time is it? No, I'm okay.
12:15.
That's fine.
Okay, just let me know.
Yeah. How many workouts do I have for chest?
How many like exercises will you do for a chest workout?
Man, chest is I love that chest. So
Okay.
I would say if I can, usually it's about 4 workouts. That's what it is. 4 workouts a day. 4 workouts a day. But I'm that one.
4 exercises.
Yeah, 4 exercises. Sorry.
Okay.
So I was like, I think I'm that one that I'll do 1 set and I'll take like a 5-minute break, and I'll just start pumping to the music. It's something that pumps me up, and I'll go back to it. And then like I feel like I think someone said this too. They said, but everybody's different, but I feel like it works out for me. And it says if I'm able to do 1 workout and take like a 30-second break and then go to another workout real quick or to the next set, it's like I didn't go as hard as the set I did before,
Oh,
so
man.
in my mind, I'm like, I want to go hard, not heavy, but just hard on it, to the point that I'm like, I need a breather and I need to relax. And it's something it's something that I can just jump into the next set or to the next workout. Like I need to relax for a bit to be like, okay, like I did I did it good. I went all out. So then I'll take a 5-minute break, and then my energy comes back, and I'll hit it again.
Okay.
Yeah, but usually it's about 4 workouts. That's what it is.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
Arnold has some video about that. He has some clip where he's like, you're working biceps with your friend. He's like, and like if you curl the weight, like then he starts curling right away. And if he hands it back to you and you're not ready, he's like, "Oh, you're a loser,"
Yeah.
or something. I'm like,
I think I saw
Marvin."
it. Yeah. Yeah, but that dude was hardcore though.
Yeah, definitely a legend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like there's some movements that I really like dips.
Right.
And do you do dips?
Yes, I try to include what's it calisthenics and weights.
Okay, so you do like push-ups and stuff.
Yeah, because they say that it's not good to just do weights, and it's not do. I mean, calisthenics is good just doing by itself, but if you want to build strength, like weights, so it's like if you include both of them,
Yeah.
and like I feel like I'm strong with weights, and at the same time I'm flexible with doing calisthenics. I'm not.
Yeah.
And you'll notice like those people that do like what's it called, lat pull down for like 200, 215, 230.
The whole stack.
Yeah, the whole stack. And then they'll go to do a pull up and it's like they can do one. It's like
Yeah.
and then you see those people that like bench like this much, but they'll do a push up and they do like very minimal. So it's like,
Yeah.
I want to be that one dude that is able to bench good and it's like I'm able to do like a good amount of push ups. I'm able to do a good amount of pull ups. Like if I could do this on the lap, I'm gonna do them with my own weight like a couple of times.
Yeah.
So I think I try to include both of them together. I think it helps out for me.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I've seen some of those calisthenic guys on Instagram and YouTube, and honestly, some of those guys have really impressive physiques. And I think they were actually built primarily with just calisthenics.
Yeah.
But even calisthenics, like, I think some of those guys are doing, like, the bar workouts, like, 6 days a week.
Yeah.
When you're 20, you can get away with that. But, man, I find that it's pretty easy for me to feel overtrained.
Right.
I hate to say it, but I really have to make sure to not overexert myself in each workout. Like generally I'm leaving at least 1 to 3 reps in the tank.
Right.
I can't even remember the last time I went to absolute failure. Like I don't think I've ever asked anyone for a spot, or maybe once when I was going for a max squat, but yeah, it's pretty rare. And I found that I can get pretty good development. Strength, not so much. I think I was telling you, I've been like my strength has been going down for the last few years. And maybe I just haven't been focusing on it enough. I don't know. Sometimes the heavy weights, like they hurt, so on like squatting or deadlifting. It's like, man, this kind of hurts more than what I remember.
There's like your body, your joints was there.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe I'm just getting older, but it's definitely not the same as when I was like 20, and
Right.
Heavyweight was just like, oh, it's heavy, but like, let me try and lift it. Now it's like, oh, it's heavy. It hurts here and here and here and there.
Right.
So these days I'm just trying to focus on building muscle. If I get little PRs on exercises, cool, that's great.
Right.
If not, I get in there and I just try to get a good pump. And if my diet's good, if I look good, that's kind of what I settle for these
That's
days.
good, yeah. I feel like that's gonna be my mentality in a couple of years. But I was like, at the moment,
I think you still got some runway.
At the moment, I was like, I just wanna. That's what I want to do. I just want to live heavy. I was like,
Yeah.
And I could tell you, I'm like drinking wise, yes. When I was younger, it's a big difference, But I was like,
Yeah.
But I was like, but now I was like, dude, this. I think I honestly feel 10 times better than I did in my 20s.
Yeah.
Because in my 20s, I was barely doing any workouts. I was eating a whole bunch of junk food. I was drinking a little bit more.
So how old are you right now?
32.
You're 32.
32.
And you said you started lifting in like 2014. So
I was about 22, 20,
Okay.
20.
And so like junior high school, you weren't like in the gym.
I did it, but I didn't take it serious, to be honest.
Okay.
I remember
Like were you playing sports and like
I did football. I did football, but same thing. It was like third string. I was like, I barely did anything. Like any chance I got to ditch class, I'll ditch it. Anytime I got to ditch football, I'll ditch it.
I was a
And and then I think my mentality was just like, oh, I want to get the hats. I want to join baseball.
Okay.
I want to get that jersey, so I'm gonna join football. And I remember this coach said, he's like, stop joining sports just to get the items from it. I was like, he's like, do weights. He's like, do weights. He's like, do weights or run. I hate running. I was like, my mind was set. I was like, screw it, I'll do weights.
Yeah.
And I did very basic, but like I said, I was like, I got hits, like advice from other people that were stronger than me, but it wasn't that advice that I needed. It was just like, oh, like I'll spot you, or just do this. This will
Yeah.
work for you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it doesn't work for me. It just works for them.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then I think that kind of screwed me over. Like in high school, I was barely able to lift like 25 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I think once I did more research on it, and I was like, okay, you need to lay your whole back. You need to set yourself this way. You need to try to like bend the bar, use your pinky. It's like little stuff. And that's when I'm like, me by myself, then I'm like, that's how I improve my lifts. And then I feel amazing. Like, not amazing, but it's like my body feels so good. And like I said, like I squat like all that weight without no knee brace. I'm able to do, sometimes I'm able to do a good amount of bench without no wrist reps. And it's like, but like I said, but I think it's all that, the vitamins I take, or it's I do a lot of mobility stretches. I do a lot of hip mobilities. I do a lot of wrist workouts, and I think I told you about that one forearm workout too. Yeah. So I think it's just the little things. I think a priority at the time was, if I get my core strong and I get my forearm strong, it's like I'm able to uplift so much weight, like in different stuff, which is deadlifts, bench, squat.
Yeah, those small muscles.
Yeah.
I had a guy. I trained Olympic weightlifting for like 3 or 4 years,
Right.
exclusively, and this was in Arizona.
Right.
And my coach was he was a European junior national champion, and I think a Romanian national champion.
Right.
Stud, world class Olympic weightlifter.
Right.
And he would always say, like, when for like squatting and in weightlifting it's like snatches and cleans and all that stuff. He was like, the small muscles of the lower back are what are gonna like protect you or like fail you. You know, being able to keep your back straight while you're like under a heavy clean or catching the weight,
Right.
Or in a snatch. And I that always stuck with me. I always kind of thought of like, man, it's those tiny little muscles that like make all the difference.
You do.
It's not these big chest muscles, right?
Yeah.
Like for the bench, like it's actually this little tricep over here, But well, I wanted to ask you something. Oh yeah, for your bench workouts, and I guess for your leg workouts too. Like you have a pretty extensive warm up, because I see you, like when you're benching, you always do the bottoms up,
the kettlebell,
and just one arm at a time, right?
Yeah, one at a time.
What is that warming up for you? Is that like
it's more of like stability, and it's kind of like balance. That's what it is. So it's like it's something. It's like the core, like if you work one side and you put tension on the other side, like it's working at the same time, So something. So you'll notice that a lot of people, when they do bench, it's like they'll lift up and it's like sideways, it's like sideways. Yeah, and that's when that comes in, and then you kind of like work this with this arm by itself, and then you work this arm. So they're both getting that workout instead of just getting the full bar.
Yeah.
Or putting dumbbells that have a lot of weight on it and you don't know which way it might go. So I think that's what it works with. Once you work out on one of them, you work another time, and then you'll notice through time, like I said, I was one of those people, lifting like this. Yeah. And you'll notice that I record myself a lot, and then I'll notice that the bar just goes straight. And it's like, it's not all balanced, nothing like that. And that's something I feel like it's going heavy and I can't lift it, and I feel like I'm like this at the moment, but then I look at the video and it's like, it's good. Like,
okay.
So I would honestly recommend that.
Okay.
Like, it helped out a lot, to be honest.
So what do you do, like 10, 15 reps? Or
I do 3 sets of 5. And then the very last set, I try to hold 10 seconds and then 10 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like,
so you start with the kettlebell bottoms up. Which one are you grabbing?
I think I started with the 25. I started with the 25.
Okay.
And I think right now I'm at the 46 pound.
44 maybe?
Is it the purple one?
Yeah.
Yeah, 44.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do that, and then I see you working with bands too.
Bands too. There's a warm up that you extend the band and you just go up and down.
Okay.
And that's like, and you feel it. You feel the burn on the shoulders, and it's like a good warm up. And then there's one for the legs too. Like, it's when they put their bands on the legs, they say it helps out your glutes more, but I wouldn't say so. It's just more of a
Are you talking like when they do like the side steps? Like
no, just for squats. Like if you put on your above your knee
yeah,
and then you do a regular squat.
okay.
They say that helps out more for the glutes, but
Because you have to open.
yeah, but that's what it is. It's like you're just building the tension
Mhm.
and you're just building the stability. So it's like because obviously your legs want to close because of the band. So it's like once you like force it to go out and you're able to maintain that stability, like it's
Yeah.
able to like you took out the band and your legs are just able to just go in the same spot, same spot
Right.
because you're not used to nothing pushing back and you're stable more. How do you say more? I don't know, like more stable. That's it. You're
Yeah.
just more stable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought I saw you doing something upper body with the bands, like for bench, or maybe it's not. Is
Which one,
is
like-
this the only warm up you do?
Well, there's that one, and I put another band right here,
Uh-huh.
and it's the same thing, but then same thing is the same thing for keeping it leveled.
Uh-huh.
So you put it on one side,
Uh-huh.
and then you just keep up with the other one. So it's like this one's the kettlebell,
Yeah.
and then you switch it off, and it's just go back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the band, you're pulling it apart also.
Yes. Like you feel that too. That's kind of like
What is that engaging? Is that the back or?
I believe it's the back, and it's the shoulders, because that's where I noticed like it's very difficult. Like even though it's a small band, like it's very
Yeah.
difficult to keep this.
Because this is a weak.
Yeah,
This is a weak movement.
Yeah, like you feel it. Like a lot of people, if you put their hand up and you push it, it's like they'll go down.
For
It's
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
So I think it just helps keep that mobility and just keep that enforce the shoulders a little bit. I think that's what it is. I can tell you 100% that I'm 100%, but
Yeah.
I did it for a reason, and then the more I did it, it started helping out more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Is that it for the warm up for the bench? You just do those two movements and then you go into like the empty bar, or do you do more?
No, I do like what is it, rotations, and I do.
for the.
I get a band, and then I'll just pull it like, pull it this way, and
Uh-huh.
put it over there, and it kind of helps like the shoulder.
Yeah,
my
okay.
shoulders. I think my shoulders are just very very tight, and then it's like so. I think I do all those for just shoulders, and that's one when you put your face playing on the ground,
Mhm.
and something you get like a 2 pound, and it's just like going over and just
Yeah.
going rotating like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's like it burns so much, but it's like, but I think once you're done with it, like it helps. It helps.
Yeah.
And like I said, like even the bar, sometimes I get tense, and it's like, and that helps out like loosen it up and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
feel like same thing for the bench. I try to do the mace swings,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think that helps out with the shoulders. And then I try to do a little pull ups every now and then, because I feel like that enhances the lats, and it's like I'm
Yeah.
able to like push faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think all those, I believe.
Yeah. I was doing. You know who Matt Wenning is? He's a powerlifter. He's I think he had like the all-time world record for the heaviest squat at one time. And then a couple years ago, he did. I think he was trying to break Tom Platz's squat record, which
Right.
is like, I think it was like 525 for 20 reps or something. I think he did 20 or 25.
There's the bodybuilder with like huge squats.
Yeah, the old timer. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a monster.
So, but Matt Wenning is, he was at Westside Barbell, and then I think he's like coaching. He was coaching an NFL team, not the head coach, but he was like their strength and conditioning. But he has these things called the Wenning warm ups, which was for like upper body, you would pick pushing movement. I think for upper body, you would actually pick. I think it was like you'd pick something for like the chest, something for the triceps, and then something for the back. And it was 4 sets of 25. It was 4 sets of 25 back to back to back on all three exercises. And you're supposed to do it in like 15 minutes. And I was doing that for a while, and I remember it was super exhausting because I would be doing, and it was like lightweight. It didn't have to be heavy.
Yeah.
But I would do like dumbbell bench. And then after that, I would do like a tricep press down. And then after that, I would do either like a barbell row or something. But man, 25 reps is a lot.
Yes.
Like most guys don't do 25 reps, even with a lightweight.
Yeah.
And when you're doing like a triple set like that, like back to back to back, I'd work up a really good sweat before the workout. But I remember once I got to like the working
It's
weight,
all in like one workout. Like you do each one of them like all together.
dude, like no breaks in between.
Oh, hell
You just go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 1, 2, 3. Basically, the rest is like the amount of time it takes you to walk across the gym to the next machine. But I remember the working sets when I got to the working weight, like the weight was moving better, even though I was kind of more tired because everything was really warmed up. But I always kind of liked working. I liked to warm up. Like if I was gonna bench on that day, I always liked to do a chest, like a press and a pull.
Yeah.
For one, just because I loved the pump, the whole upper body pump
Yeah.
you would get. But I also didn't want to. I didn't want to be too imbalanced where I was like too, rounded forward.
Right.
I always wanted to have like a balance. And if anything, I'd want to be imbalanced towards like the back as opposed to having like my rounded shoulders, which still kind of happened. Like in jiu-jitsu, you're always like this.
Yeah.
You're always like grabbing,
Yeah.
pulling. So it's like
You're getting forward all the time.
yeah. So a lot of good that did me. But yeah, all right. So then back days. What do you do on back days?
Back days.
I know you said it's like you primarily do legs and chest.
Yes. I can't say like my thing is like I do all those workouts, but I can't say the exact names of it. So
Okay.
does any know those?
You do pull-ups
Yeah.
though, right?
Yeah, I do pull-ups. Pull-ups is an everyday thing. Like,
Okay.
yeah. Like I said, like it helps me.
You're doing pull-ups every workout?
Every workout.
You just do like a couple sets, or you do like
I do about 5. I break them down 5. Like I
Okay.
do for bench, for squat, I do 5. I think for bench, I do it because of my lats. Like I just want
Yeah.
to be able to push more.
yeah.
So I think those, and then when I do squats, I think it's something that it pumps me up. Like I'll do a squat and I'll be tired, and then I'll get like tired.
Okay.
So it's just something that I know if I jump into a squat, it's not gonna like I'm gonna be tired. So I'm like, damn, I'm gonna fail this. So I then just do pull-ups, and it kind of like wakes me up a little bit, and then I'll go back to the squats. And then I think my back is obviously back, so I'm just gonna do it every single time. So I was like, but I think it just helps me out and everything. And then how cool is it to be like, yeah, I could do like 10 pull-ups. Not that I know there's people that could do more, but it's like not many people could do pull-ups.
Yeah.
So for my mind, I keep that in mind. So I was like, I like getting my back as strong as I can.
Yeah.
So and then, like I said, like Friday is like a short day, so it's like very short. So it's like at least I got those pull-ups throughout the week,
That's
And then
yeah.
I usually do the one when you lay down on the bench and then you just like pull. What is it?
Yeah.
So and it's for your lats.
Yeah.
And then usually
So you use the machine that's over by the cables?
no, the dumbbell, just the dumbbells.
Okay.
Dumbbells, like I'll lay on the bench,
you
like
set up-
the incline.
Okay.
And I'll lay on it and then I'll just pull back.
Okay.
Pull back.
All right.
And then I'll do what is it? The thighs, but like upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Those.
For the rear delts and
And then I do shrugs. That's what I do, shrugs. I just like lean forward
uh-huh.
and just pull, and you feel the difference. Like someone's told me one time that like when you send, a lot of people do this, like they'll stand up and they do shrugs, which
Yeah.
is good for you. It's good for you, but you'll notice different when you lean forward
Mhm.
and you do shrugs. It's like your back trapped and your back, and you feel the difference.
Okay.
And I think that's about those 3 and just pull-ups. That's it. Like,
Okay.
I usually maintain on those.
I've really been enjoying back workouts, man. Like I can't do like just a back workout unless I'm in the gym like 6 days a week.
Right.
Because otherwise I'm like mixing stuff, you
Right.
know. But when I can like just do a straight back workout, I would always start with pull-ups, and then after that was done, I would kind of just like do supersets or even like 3 exercises back to back.
Right.
I'd be doing like barbell rows. I always like barbell. Dumbbells, I didn't get a lot out of a dumbbell row.
Right.
But I always liked barbell rows, and then sometimes I would do like two like variations. I'd do the standing one, like a bent over row, and then I'd do a seated chest supported one. And then I would do maybe a pull down. By the 3rd exercise, my muscles are like pretty tired.
Right.
So I might be doing a pull down with less than 100 pounds, just like as strict as
Yeah.
I can. But I always wanted to hit my upper back, but I could never really find something that felt good. Like face pulls, I never
Right.
really felt like they were hitting it the way I wanted. But dude, there's a bar at the gym that it's like a regular pull down bar, but it's thicker, and instead of
You're able to hang on to it better.
well, it has these balls. All it has like three sets of like spheres that
Right.
you can grip on. And man, I was using that one and I could just like pull it to like my nose, and I was getting the most insane upper back pumps. It was like it's like my new favorite
Really?
exercise.
I don't think I've
Yes,
seen
man.
that.
Yeah, and I mean I couldn't do much weight because like you're leaning back, and you know once the sack gets kind of heavy, it wants to like pull you forward, but
Yeah.
like you kind of have to lean back to get the exercise. I'll show you next time we're at the gym.
Yeah.
And because I never felt reverse flies. I would try the machines.
But you know what?
I
Those
never-
reverse flies, like I said, like if I go heavy and I'll do them, like
Yeah.
I'll start getting pain, and I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
Okay.
But one thing I learned is like when it's something like pain, I'll lower the weight big time, you know? So
Okay.
sometimes I'll do like 10 pounds, 20 pounds,
Yeah.
but I'll go to the point that it burns. So
Okay.
sometimes I'll go like 20, I'm not feeling nothing. So I'll go to 30, 35 to the point that I feel it.
Okay.
Then it's like you feel that tension, and it's like, and then the next set is like a more like you'll feel more of the muscles just enhancing. In my
Yeah.
opinion, that's me. But if you ever want to try it, I would suggest that like just do higher reps. I don't know if
Okay.
you already do, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have no problem lowering the weight at
Yeah.
all. I'm perfectly comfortable using the tiniest weight in
Yeah.
the gym, man.
yeah, but it helps out higher reps for sure.
Yeah.
And then you know, but I think workouts like that, those are the ones that I like, the ones that like minimize your strength. Like you say, you can go heavier because you feel like, oh, pull your back.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like. To the point that sometimes working you out, but sometimes it's not letting you go heavier because it's like it's a good workout as it is, you know, like it's a
Yeah.
good amount and everything.
Yeah.
I think that's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in general, if someone like shows me an exercise and it makes it like harder than what
Right.
it was, generally I tend to think, okay, this is probably a good thing. Like if you can make this exercise harder, like the other day I was doing, if you remember, I was doing some good mornings,
What is
and that trainer, it's where you have the bar on your back and you just kind of lean forward and
Oh yeah.
yeah. What do you call those?
I just don't.
Okay.
I don't really call them.
Yeah,
like,
we called it good morning.
yeah. Okay. Cool.
But that trainer Ed was like, oh, if you just push those out a little more,
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna feel. And he was right, man. I would just like because I was using the safety squat bar,
Yeah.
and I just pushed it out like that. And I don't even think I had 25s on the bar, like super light, and it was way harder.
Really?
Yeah, it was just way harder. I guess
And that's your hamstrings more. Or what?
it was like all my core, and yeah, it was. I really felt it in my core. I had to really stabilize my core hard to come back up to the top position, which was weird. But again, it's like if that makes it harder, it's probably good.
Yeah.
It's probably good, you know, because it'll make the regular exercise easier.
Yeah.
The last thing I wanted to ask you about was like, I guess your diet. I know we already kind of talked about you eat
Right.
whatever you want, but do you legitimately just eat like whatever whenever? Or
Well,
do you-
I used to, like I said, I mean, don't get me wrong. Someone offered me a pizza or burger, I'll take it.
For
know?
sure.
So, or we're passing by a burger place, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I remember I used to buy way more junk food. But sometimes like not well fast food places.
yeah.
And I'll come back from picking up my son, and then I'll be like, "You're hungry? Let's go get a burger." And I think my girl told me one time that she's like, you know, like he doesn't work out like you do. Like I'm like, he's not losing the same calories that you do. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't be feeding him all that because it's not gonna get what's it called? He's not gonna get rid of it like you are.
Yeah, he's not
And
utilizing.
yeah, and then I was like, you're right. I was like, so I wouldn't say I eat whatever I want, but every now and then I look into TikToks and I'll look like pasta, you know, it's like or something with protein for sure, you know, it's
Yeah.
like sometimes
Yeah.
or teriyaki bowl chicken stuff like that. But I'm like, but usually I don't keep this is high calories, this has this much fiber. It's just I just
Yeah.
try to make homemade food. That's what I like.
So you guys cook.
Yeah. Yes. I wouldn't say 100%. I've been doing it, but probably like 3-4 months ago.
Yeah. Does Valerie cook a lot or?
She does. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
But I just don't have patience for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I did it for my son. I was like, I'm that type of person that like, I think in the beginning I was like, I burned so much because like I'll leave it on and I'll go watch TV. And I was like, oh shit, I have to go check up on it, you know? And then she's
Yeah.
able to just stay in the kitchen, keep watching it. And I can't. I don't like. My patience is just too high.
Yeah.
But I think little by little is like I'll lower it and I'm like I'll stay there. I'm like honestly, oh, it's like an egg. Like for me, it's like I'll put high and then I'll burn it. You know, it's like the bottom's all burned. My son will be like, "Dude, probably like you burned this."
Damn, I mean,
Yeah.
eggs cook up pretty quick though.
I know that's why. That's how you know my pension is pretty low. And then usually, so now I started like lowering it, and I just wait, you know. And then you see the difference. It's like damn, like easy, you know. It's like and it's like super perfect. And my son's like, hey, like this one looks a lot better than last time. And I was like, yeah, like
so that's like you'd have like you're saying, what'd you have this morning before the gym? Eggs.
Today, 2 or 3 eggs, I think, and then I had like 4 raisin bread.
What 4 raisin bread? What is that?
Like this time at Costco, it's like
pieces of toast.
Yeah, pieces of toast, and then like
Okay.
pieces of toast that they have raisin in it.
Yeah.
And then a cup of overnight oats.
Oats.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you actually leave them overnight?
Yes. So, but I bought the ones from Costco, which I have like 3 left. But I actually started doing them myself, which is pretty cool. It's like I said, even money wise, you know, it's it's like literally like. I have like 1 teaspoon spoon, and then I put like 8 teaspoons of oatmeal, put like half a banana, throw some blueberries, put 1 cup of chia seeds.
Okay.
And I'll leave it through the night, and then I'll take it to work, and then my break I'll eat it.
Nice.
And it's honestly and a cup spoon of honey.
Okay.
But I was like, honestly, I'd say it's really, really good, and I think it has everything. Like it has protein, it has fiber, it has
antioxidants.
It's everything. So I was like. I think I prefer that one over the ones from Costco. Okay. But don't get me wrong, like I said, like sometimes it's like I'm in a hurry and I'll just put one of those bags on.
Yeah.
But usually if you make it yourself, it's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Okay. And then so that'll be like your breakfast or whatever. Or you said you eat that on break.
Yeah.
Like when is your big meal? Is it like I would have thought it was post workout. Do you not usually get something right after you work out?
No, I don't. No. So like I said, so usually when I used to work, because now I work in the morning, so I work I start at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But before I used to start at 2:30 p.m. So when I did that, I would go work out, and then I'll go home and I'll eat something. Oh, I'll order a burger. You know, since nobody's there, I'll order a burger, and just take it. And then so that was a big meal at the beginning. But then when I switched my schedule, it's like I'll go to work, then I'll hit the gym, then I'll pick up my son. And then we'll go home. And I honestly, for him, it's like I'll give him something like a little snack. Just meanwhile, I'll take like a nap, like a 30, 40-minute nap. And then he'll eat the snack. And then when I wake up, that's when I'll make food to eat. So it's a big time frame between when I get out of the gym and then cook. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I obviously have to wait for the food. So it's like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So your big meal is like around what time generally?
I would say maybe like 4 or 5 p.m.
Okay. So is that your last meal of the day? Like,
yes,
is that dinner?
It is. Yes,
okay.
Yes, it is.
So what is that like often? What do you guys have?
Usually it's like, usually has to do with rice or beans or beef.
Okay.
Or like today my girl's she comes out of work early, so she's gonna make lentils.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And usually and then through the night we just take like yogurts, you know, like little stuff, like little bread, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. So are you not keeping track of like how much protein you get?
I don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
That is very surprising.
I should though. I heard it's helpful.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I think if I had like
you might be like a monster if you started getting like 200 grams a day.
Yeah. No, I think I did that for like a week. Uh-huh. It was hard. It was
a lot of food.
Yeah. No. Besides that, I had to keep on like, oh damn, like here, there's so much protein. So I got to take more.
I know.
And I have to go look for more, and it was so much work. I was like,
yeah. I mean, I don't want to force feed myself.
Right.
Like if I'm hungry, I'll eat. But like, sorry, if I didn't hit 200 grams, sorry, I'm done. I don't want to force down more protein. But it's definitely, I think it definitely makes a difference. Like,
it does.
Do you know Luis from the gym? Do you know Luis?
No, I don't.
Okay, he's super on point. I think every day he gets between 200 and like 220 grams of protein.
Right.
But he weighs 170. But man, the degree to which his physique has changed in the last couple years is insane.
From eating high protein.
I mean, he's also super consistent in the
Yeah.
gym, but his diet is like he gets like 200 grams at least every single day, and he was telling me like it does kind of suck sometimes because you're just having to like force feed, but man, like his body definitely put it to use.
Well, I think I don't have to force myself no more. Like, like I said, if someone gives me food, like I'll take it. Like I think at work, everybody's like, "Hey, you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah." I was like,
No, but like
no hesitation.
But like if you actually started keeping track of how much you're eating,
Yeah,
you might be surprised. Like, wow, I only ate
Yeah.
120 grams of protein.
I can
like
see that.
so, but then there are ways to make it easier. Like for instance, it's pretty hard to choke down a pound of ground beef, like
Right.
plain, but it's pretty easy if you make it into like 3 tacos.
Yeah,
Like that's what I would do. And man, as long as I plan my calories accordingly,
right.
that's not gonna make me gain weight. You know, I'm not gonna get too fat because usually, even if I buy, ground beef that's 75-25, like at Costco they have that American Wagyu, I would get that. It's like $6 a pound, but I can drain off almost all the fat. Like
Right.
it cooks right off. I can legitimately strain the ground beef and eliminate at least 80% of the fat.
Right.
So then 3 tortillas is like 50,
fat.
maybe like 50 grams of carbs or something.
Yeah.
A little fat, it's not too bad. A little bit of cheese, it's fine.
Yeah.
That was easy to eat. But if I had to eat just the lean ground beef, the flavor fatigue is crazy for me personally. Even if I'm using taco seasoning or mustard or whatever some of those tricks are that bodybuilders use, nah, it's not going to work for me.
But even during that time, you know how I told you that at some point I was hitting that 200.
Mm-hmm.
I think I went from like 191 to like 195. It wasn't a big difference, you know. And I think I kept it up for a cool minute.
For how long though?
I'd say maybe like a month. Oh, you have to go longer than that. Huh? Yeah.
4 pounds in a month is huge.
Really? I don't think so. Well, I remember
If you extrapolate that over a year,
I remember this. I heard this when I barely started my workout. I was like, I wasn't hitting nothing, you know, like everything was low. And I remember I heard this bodybuilder, and he said, "You want to be a bodybuilder?" He's like, "Eat." He's like, "Eat."
yeah,
And he's like, and when you get full, he's like, "Force yourself."
yeah,
He's like, "Force yourself." And then he's like, and if you can't eat no more, he's like, go ahead and eat more. He's like,
yes.
and then I took that like, yeah. At the moment, I didn't want to be a bodybuilder, but I want to be stronger. And I was like,
You want to be bigger.
yeah. And then I remember I ate, and I had like 2 slices of pizza. I'll be like, damn, like I don't want to eat this. It'll take me like an hour, but I'll finish it. You know, it'll take me like an hour to finish it.
Yeah.
And then then at some point my body just started picking up, and it was like, okay, and it was like nothing. I was like, I could anything. It was like, I think it took me like a month to get used to that. And after that, I was like, I could eat this like in 10 more minutes. I was like, it was like nothing.
So it got easier?
Yeah, it did get easier. That's what I'm saying. So ever since I hit that point,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, my body is very, 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 if I'm like, no, I'm stuffed. But it like I just, honestly, I'll eat. Like even, I remember when I used to live with my mom, she'll cook like 9 eggs, you know, and I'll eat them. And then I remember my girl, one time she made like 7 eggs, but she was like trying to split them between the 3 of us. And then I ate them, and she's like, dude, like I made that for us. I was like, you didn't tell me, you know? And I remember my mom spoke to her, and my mom told her, she's like you put something on Jeremy's plate, like he'll eat it. He's like, the thing is that Jeremy's not that type of person that he'll ask for food. He's like, so if you put him 3, he'll eat those 3 and he'll be satisfied.
Yeah.
He's like, but if you put 6, 8, like he'll still eat it.
Yeah.
And she's like, so I'll tell you, told that to my girl. She was like, just don't put it on his plate. She was like, just like when you separate and you give it to each plate. He's like, but when you want to give him a plate, like just give him that plate and he'll eat that. He won't ask you for more. And then I never thought about it, but it's true. I was like if they serve me something on a plate, like I'll eat it and I'll be like, cool. Like I'm not super stuffed, but I'm cool with it. Like I'll go on along with the day. And if they give more, like I'll still eat it. Like it's very rare for me to be like, oh, give me more, or I'm too stuffed. You know, it's
Really?
like, yeah. So usually it's like one plate that does it all for me. Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, I told you I got super skinny
Right.
when I was like young, but I got super big too. I was up to 250 at one point.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's because when I think it was around when I was like 20.
Right.
I decided that I wanted to be a power lifter.
Right.
And so I was doing all these. Are you familiar with the conjugate method of powerlifting? Have you ever heard of that? No? Okay. It's like, it's kind of like, I think it's what put Westside on the map. You have a max effort day and then you have a dynamic day. Basically, the max effort day, you're maxing out once a week on some kind of lower body exercise and some kind of upper body exercise.
Right.
You're not going to just do the straight bench press every week because you'll burn out. But they would do regular bench press, then they would do maybe incline, then they would do, you ever done a board press?
No, what is that?
Board press is, they have these 2x4s. There's either like 1 or 2 or 3 like glued together. And if you have a partner, they would like hold it on your chest and you lower the weight just to where it hit the board and then you press it off.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So something like that. Some guys use
So you don't go
chains.
all the way down, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a different stimulus that prevents you from overtraining.
Right.
So me personally, I don't think you need to do that until you're at a pretty advanced level.
Right.
I think most kids in junior high, high school, whatever, when they're starting out lifting weights, they're going to get plenty big and strong just sticking to the basics. But when you get super advanced, you can start incorporating some of these techniques that are, again, I think they're a little more advanced. I don't think you need to do them. Like if you're not benching, if you're benching less than 315, I don't think you necessarily need to do these really advanced movements.
Right.
I mean, unless you're a guy who weighs 150 pounds, then
Yeah.
nice, very nicely done. But yeah, I wanted to get huge, man. And I was working at this Mexican restaurant and I was really good friends with the family who owned it. So they would let me eat as much as I want. So
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
literally for breakfast, I would have 7 or 8 eggs with like
Yeah.
ham and cheese mixed in, chorizo, potatoes.
Damn.
For lunch, they would make me these 2 big like carne asada burritos. They fed me as much as I wanted.
Damn, that sounds like a job I would want.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I was having the time of my
You're
life.
like, no benefits? Cool. I'm cool with the food.
Yeah, definitely. Because like, man, I was eating a lot, and yeah, man, I got up to like 249, but I was really out of shape. I was really fat. It was not solid. And in fact, eventually, when I came down to like 212, that was like my all-time best weight. That was where I hit my best numbers ever.
Yeah.
I was super weak for being 250 pounds. But I definitely feel better being lighter now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to.
But you know what? Your weight, that's what I always say. Every time you tell me that you're heavier, I don't see it that way because you're a tall dude. I know tall people have that upper weight, like.
Yeah, no, but like, so I'll feel it.
250, I could see that, but I was like, but 212, I see like a little bit of weight.
Yeah, you would definitely be able to tell the difference, I
Yeah.
think. But no, I feel it. I feel it, especially training jujitsu.
Yeah.
Big time, man. I
Oh.
feel it. I'm not, I don't move as well. I'm slower. I feel heavier. Like I can't hit sweeps as much. I'm more off balance because I have all this excess weight, like throwing off my like mechanics and my technique. And also just walking around, just literally walking around. Like every step feels heavier. In the gym, yeah, it feels good because once you get under the barbell, you're like stronger. The weight moves easier. That's one thing, but then everything else, no, I'd rather be lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see that.
yeah. But all right, dude. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Unless there's anything else you wanted to cover.
I'm good, bro.
You good?
Yeah, not that I can remember at the moment. Maybe later on, but not right now.
Nah, for sure. It's all good. All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming on.
No, for
and
sure.
I'll have to make this a regular thing, man.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely another day.
Be Meathead Mondays with German. Nah, I appreciate it,
For
dude.
sure, no problem. It's great.
All right.
Yeah.